Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the panel. Man, y'all. When y'all got a loud background?
Nobody in here.
We good now. Y'all know it's 3-0 Celtics, 3-0 Mavericks. This has been the quickest conference finals that I can remember. Has it ever been two sweeps in the conference finals? Do you guys remember this?
Never in the history of the game.
The 2017 Cavs didn't sweep in the conference finals?
No, I think they beat the Celtics in 5.
Damn. Was that the year Avery Bradley made a game winner?
Yeah.
So we're potentially looking at history.
Yes.
We are.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we are.
That boy Luka ain't nothing to be played with.
And so right from the jump, I want to ask you guys, because obviously some people expected this in the East.
Mm-hmm.
But the West, nobody really seen this coming. Is this shocking from both sides?
Who had the Mavs sweep in Minnesota after what you just saw in both these series? Like, but when you saw them play Oklahoma City and you saw them play the Clippers and you saw the Mavs. I mean, you saw Minnesota play Phoenix and you saw them play Denver. You had them sweeping Minnesota out the playoffs. Who had that?
And they haven't done it yet.
And by the way, and to be honest with you, Mars, I'm not sure if they're going to, but I do think the series is over. I don't think that.
Yeah.
But with that being said, with what logic did you have them mopping the floor with these dudes? That's the part that I'm having a difficult time with, because
chill. They're up 3-0 right now.
Correct.
Does it feel like they're up 3-0? Are they beating them like that?
Yes.
Does everybody get that sense like that?
You want to know what it feel like?
Stand a chance. What does it feel like, Z?
It feel like it almost feels like that the Lakers and Nuggets series, where it's like, yeah, they're in the game, but at the end of the game, when crunch time rolls around, there's a separating factor. And in this series alone, it's been Luka and Kyrie in the fourth quarter. Look, I put a bet in the other night when Kyrie had 4 points at halftime for him to have finish the game with over 15 and a half. And he finished the game with over 20. And he just came out in the third quarter and started sparking. In this game alone, Luka and Kyrie, let me read these right. They both had 33 points on the same amount of shots, right? So when you looked at that fourth quarter, it was just both of them taking turns dissecting the Minnesota Timberwolves defense, especially in the half court, which, let me be honest, I had Timberwolves in 7, right? So the whole script has been flipped on my end, because I'm looking at it like, damn, Cat is
that's still possible.
It's possible, but it's a big
unlikely.
ass
Unlikely.
It's a big ass stretch.
How about that? It's unlikely.
It's highly unlikely.
Yeah.
If it does happen, anything happens in the NBA or whatever slogan you want to throw in there. But it's raps. I'm sorry. But yeah, it feels like that Lakers and Nuggets series, bro. I don't in terms of just like it's close games, yeah, for sure. But there's a separating factor in star power. I don't even know. LeBron and AD were fine. It's just like their role players weren't stepping up. In Minnesota's case, Ant said, yeah, watch this. There's going to be a lot of shots. Was still inefficient. And Cat is still not showing up. But Luka and Kyrie running the same script over there, right? So I don't know. It feels like that.
So if you don't mind, I want to start the conversation by saying I would have said something to me when a lot of gray hairs ago. If I would have thrown it over the top of Daniel Gafford like that, I would have said something to him. I would have not let that slide. I would have definitely said something to him. There's no way I would have just screamed at the crowd. I would have said something. But with that being said, I was 100% wrong about what was going on in this series. I had Minnesota handling these dudes in 5 games. I felt like Minnesota's defense on the perimeter countered the best thing that Dallas had, which was their offense on the perimeter, with both Luka and Kyrie. Luka being banged up in the 2 previous series and not shooting the best, particularly in the Oklahoma series, where I felt like they did a good job on him. They didn't have him bottled up, but they did a good job on him. And then when I watched Minnesota, who plays against Phoenix, who had a top 10 offense, who had 3 of the best one-on-one players in the game, how they just bottled them up and mopped these dudes out of the playoffs. And then they move on to the defending world champs, who didn't have a top 10 offense. They had the 5th best offense in the league, and how of that 5th best offense, 4 of those 7 games, they held them to under 100 points. The way that they were switching, not only the way that they were switching, the way that they got on the glass and the way that they were holding Denver to 1 shot, the way that Nas Reed played, the way that Cat played better, not just in the Phoenix series, but also in the Dallas series, how much better he was playing, how much better he was looking for mismatches, how much better he had shot the basketball. Them coming into this series with the defense that they had, everybody not complained, but their offense was always an issue throughout the regular season. They could get up, they could get up on you, but once we get late into games, one of their biggest problems, it wasn't their action, it was their conversion. We all knew that. So with that being said, I wasn't worried more about their offense more than I was feeling great about their defense, because I felt like their defense would create more offense for them, and I feel like it would counter their biggest issue, their biggest problem, which was Dallas's perimeter defense. Dallas's perimeter offense. I was completely wrong on that, and I was wrong on that on every level. So I'm up here to say I was wrong about what I said about the Dallas Mavericks. I can continuously say everything that they threw in terms of schemes, everything that they threw at the Dallas Mavericks was a counter. Okay, we're going to blitz Luka. Okay, well, the blitz doesn't work because I got Derek Lively in the short roll. When Ant rotates up to the short roll, he fires it to the corner. You're going to leave P.J. Washington open. Well, P.J. Washington, he was good yesterday, but we got to live with somebody shooting. And he was shooting the basketball. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to play drop on Luka. Well, we can't play drop on Luka because if we play drop on Luka, especially within the 16, 17-foot range, well, I got Jaden McDaniels on my hip. With him being on my hip and I have him in jail, it's 2-on-1 with Rudy. Rudy has to make a decision. Is he going to guard the rim or is he going to guard Luka? He steps up, he guards Luka. Well, not Jaden McDaniels, Derek Lively or Daniel Gafford is throwing the ball on him. So now what we're going to do is we're going to switch now on the perimeter. Every action we get, we're going to switch. Well, Jason Kidd, who also, if I'm not mistaken, Ron, Luka Dončić and Kyrie Irving both at some point played a lead guard. Jason Kidd played the lead guard, so he knows how to hunt mismatches. You're going to switch. So what we're going to do when you switch, we're going to hunt mismatches. If I got to watch Kyrie Irving switch on the Rudy Gobert on the perimeter one more time, I'm going to be on CNN for murder. I'm telling y'all right now, I can't handle it. It's making me nuts.
Nancy Grace?
I can't handle it. That's where I'm going to be, Ox. I'm going to be on CNN because I can't handle it. It's making me nuts. So what we're going to do now is we're going to switch. Well, Dallas is rubbing their hands because we're going to hunt the mismatch that we're looking for. And now to Swiper's point, once you start playing zone, you're basically out of options. We know that at that point, once you start playing zone, that you're completely out of options. Dallas, on the other hand, and I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time or steal anybody's thunder, but Dallas, on the other hand, I feel like they did a great job against Ant. Yesterday, he was a little bit more aggressive, but overall in this series, I feel like they did a great job against him. I was completely wrong about this series. Can't hear you, Ron. Can't hear you, Ron. Nope, can't hear you. Nope, can't hear you, Ron. What kind of host? What's the opposite of a winner, Mars?
Oh yeah, this is our host right here. That's Oh, well, he left. Yeah, he left. So shout out to Badir for becoming a YouTube member. Shout out to Badir. Alan R with a super chat. He said, Mars, who's better? He wants me to say Luka's better. Luka is indeed better. And then he said L Ox, L Dub, W Mavs. Valid super chat. He also said Boston in 6, but if not Mavs in 7. Completely unbiased take here from Alan W. There you go. You're welcome.
I don't be understanding that. Like if I got a team in 6, right, then I also got that team in 7. Now I know sometimes y'all could justify these things like, oh well, this team is just better in game 6 or closing situations, but I don't know. Maybe I'm a dummy. That just don't make sense to me. Like if I got a team in 6 and if they lose in 6 and I got them in 7, all right, I don't got one team in 6 and another team in 7.
And why is that a problem, Ox? What's the big deal? What is the big deal? If
it just don't make sense to me.
I don't get it. That doesn't make sense to me.
So y'all can hear me now?
Yeah.
No, we can't hear you.
So Ox, I gotta ask you then.
What's up?
Is it Wolves in 7?
No, they're cooked.
Hell no. Does anybody have Wolves in 7?
Best case scenario, case scenario for the Wolves is Mavericks in 5. That's the best case. They're done. Yeah. They're done. They don't got no answer for that. They don't know what to do. They're out of there. They're out of there, bro. They're done.
Chat, super chats, members, super members, anybody, panelists. Does anybody have the Wolves in 7?
Man, we seen the team force it to a game 7 before last year. So, it's possible, man. The series ain't over till it's over. Like we just go get through game 4. If the Wolves win, then they got to win game 5. Then if they win again, they win game 6, and all of a sudden they in the game 7 at home. It's possible.
Here you don't start that today, Mars. Well, technically, it's possible.
It is possible.
Right now,
It is possible. The series is over. Like, we're not gonna act like they getting blown out. Like they in these games. What they got to do is win. That's what they got to do. Just score more points than Dallas, and I'll be all right.
Hey, Swiper. All you got to do is stop this dude from running up the gut to get to the end zone. Stop him. That's it. You ain't got to do much else. Just stop him.
I mean, yeah, that's the aim of the game. Just stop them and you win.
Here's the ball, Mars. Run it into the end zone. Here you go.
Mind you, Chill, the guy we're talking about stopping coming up the gut just so happens to be Jerome Bettis. So
it's Derrick Henry. That's who it is. It's Derrick Henry running down the gut. And by the way, we're on the 6-yard line, and they on first down.
Right. Hey, take it a step further. 3-yard line.
It just so happens that you're giving the ball to Mike Allstott, but good luck.
Swiper, can I get your thoughts on this weekend?
I think
either game.
I think Luka Dončić. I think Luka Dončić getting healthier apparently, and then being able to solve anything that the Timberwolves have done has been the biggest story. I think obviously Kyrie, he's played really well. Obviously hope Derek Lively's all right, but they've just been outskilling Minnesota, and I think this is just what happens when you have like a healthy roster and they have all their breath to them. Like they made that late season surge, obviously up to the trade deadline. I mean, they've just done everything they're supposed to do, and I think, this is kind of what we all, even some of us that predicted the last series with the Wolves would happen. But the Wolves, they just hit a lot of shots. They've been hitting shots all playoff, but then, I think they're getting to the situation now. They're just like, I just think Luka's been incredible. Kyrie's been incredible. Even just Derrick Jones Jr., veteran minimum. They did everything they were supposed to do around the edges to fortify their stars. And Ant's also been stinky, very bad. Cat's been stinky, very bad. So I think a lot of that, if your two best offensive players are going to be that bad, you're not going to have any chance in the series. So really, it's just, once they went down 2-0, I didn't see a situation where like last series where they're going to win 3 straight games, 2 in the road in Dallas. And so, yeah, they've not been good enough. If your two best players are going to be this bad, and then that's just it. Like it's cooked. It's over. And I think a lot of people were kind of crowning the Wolves, rightfully so, after beating obviously the defending champs, but they just have a lot of flaws in their roster, offensively especially, and their processing at the end of the game has been trash all year. But it's just credit to the Mavericks, man.
Swiper, isn't it? But with that being said, as bad as their offense was and as flawed as it was, now when I say as bad as their offense was, the action that they got in terms of their play calling, where you have a double screen, where you have a dribble handoff with Rudy, then turn around and have Rudy have not just a dribble handoff, but he comes set a screen on Anthony Edwards and slip to the basket, dive to the basket. He'd do the same thing with Mike Conley, where Mike Conley would dump it off to him. Like that's good action. We'd also have action. We'd also have action where we get a down screen with Anthony Edwards popping on the wing, and Rudy comes over to sets the screen. He dive. In the process of him diving, I'd also see Mike Conley setting a weak side screen where Cat's coming off the screen at the top of the key where he can get one-on-one action. That's good action. The question is we can't really converge on that. And I felt like that really wasn't as big of an issue as their defense being able to supplement that, because that's what their defense had been doing so long. And to your point about Anthony Edwards, he doesn't know what he doesn't know. And we have a tendency to throw these guys in. We have a tendency to throw these guys in conversations that they don't belong in. And I'm guilty of it because I've been a prisoner of the moment from time to time. Yes, I have.
But I said that to you 2 weeks ago, that you don't know what you don't know, specifically about Ant, and that he's never been in this situation before for processing. I think a lot of people with Ant, they just get so wrapped up in like the physicality and the off court stuff, the locker room stuff, the interviews, we want their ass, all that kind of stuff, like everything. That's just how he vibes. But I told you this 2 weeks ago, like he would Devin Booker and him, and I said this and people got upset about it, not here per se, but Devin Booker, first 9 games of that 11 playoff run he went on last year, was Michael Jordan basically as a shooter.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards was right below that his first few games, like 9 games in the playoff. And then as soon as that kind of that wonder luck ran out offensively in his shooting, it just fell apart. And he has just been a completely different player. He can't play make at a high level, chill. So that's the other thing. If you can't pass at a high level as a guard, you're going to be put in a lot of very difficult spots. When we were talking about, I think it was game 5 last series when the Nuggets were blitzing him at the level the entire time and he couldn't do anything or whatever else. And you're like, well, he has to make these pass. That's just not the way it works. You got to grow through that stuff. And you got to fail through it. I think the other end of this is that right now the Mavs, they're getting stops defensively, but the difference is they're actually converting their looks offensively on the other end. So they're just playing really well, man. And I just think Luka, and again, bro, like it got so bad, people were saying that Ant was better than Luka like a couple weeks ago.
We
just because of
never bought into that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, and here go Ox.
No,
so
we never
I think,
bought into that, Ox.
I think a lot of this is it's a matter of there's a team that's been here before. Kyrie's been here before. Luka's been at this stage at least before. And I just think they're just full of confidence. They're locked in, ready to go. PJ Washington, Gafford. I mean, he's not getting a lot of playing time, but they're just cooking, man. Like everybody's doing what they're supposed to do defensively. Kyrie and Luka are giving effort defensively. And at the end of the game, last 6 minutes of the game, it's over. Like there's nothing they can do. Like because now they don't have any momentum. They don't have any confidence either. And I think the thing that people the Wolves and Nuggets have been rivals for years, division rivals. So there's like a little bit of an animosity that's there because it's years worth of battling. Dallas, there is none of that. Dallas is just, we're better than you and we're more skilled than you. Yo, when's the last time, by the way, when's the last time we had a 5th seed in the finals in the Western Conference or 5th seed or below?
1994, the Houston
Rockets.
The
The Rockets.
1995. I'm sorry, they were the 6th seed and won the NBA championship. The only team to do it in NBA history. No other team has ever done that.
And then we had a 4th seed with the Cavaliers when they went. Was that what they were?
I think the Spurs were too, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, then we had the 8th seed Heat. So yeah, I mean, that's just what I think is so crazy about all this, y'all, is the way this is what the NBA wanted. They wanted this kind of parity.
Yep.
Because 6 straight years, 6 different champion, and now you got a team that didn't even make the playoffs last year.
Right.
Yeah.
Out to make the NBA finals. But Ron, we still can't hear you, man.
Ron, get it together, yo.
Yeah.
Get it together,
Go to your settings. Go to your settings.
Yes.
Check settings.
Yes.
Check sound. Check your sound sources.
Nah. Get it together, brother. But I thought that Anthony Edwards, like he definitely just doesn't know what he doesn't know. And Mars and I had this conversation like last week when we were hearing people talk about Anthony Edwards is like he should have been first team All NBA. And he and I had this conversation where we talked about Anthony Edwards was not in conversations with SGA. He was not in conversations with Jayson Tatum. He was not in conversations with Luka. He was not in conversations with any of these guys throughout the season. He was in conversations for being a great player, but he was not in that conversation. He was not. There's no way that you could tell me that he was in that conversation because he wasn't. And does that mean that he won't be at some point? I think at some point he will be. He wasn't this. He definitely wasn't throughout the season. And he got going. He definitely got going. The coverages that they were throwing at him, which I still think that when you see stuff like that, especially at a young age, you see stuff like that and you're able to capitalize on it sometime. But when a team is basically focused on you the entire week, and for example, Ant has the ball on the right wing, and Daniel Gafford, it looks like he's playing a matchup zone where, let's see, Cat is in the corner, but he's standing right on the block. And you got weak side help. Ant now isn't as aggressive. Ant isn't as aggressive because he's looking at this coverage like it looks like it's something different. When in reality,
even his
not.
Defense, though, Chill. He's been
defense.
Ant. His off-ball defense has been horrible.
Did you see the play in the
Yes,
fourth?
I did. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I wanted
know
to
exactly
talk
what
about.
you're
I was
talking
waiting for my turn because that's one of the most egregious defensive lapses I've seen. That's
what I'm talking about. That has
That
nothing
lost
to do
them the
with being
game. In my
tired.
opinion.
That has
lost them the
nothing to
game.
do with being tired. Has nothing to do with none of that. We could even I heard like certain people saying he should have been all defense team and all that. That's what I'm saying. Like everybody want to boost everybody a little bit too early. Just got to let people grow into what they're supposed to be. Mars, he literally had one responsibility. he just walked away from Kyrie and then sunk all the way into the paint for no reason. Literally chill. He spent 15 seconds straight walking on the court, not looking at his man, and then got beat on the corner for a wide open shot. It was completely out of position.
In a tie game, 104-104, he does that. It's now 107-104, and the Wolves don't make a field goal the rest of the game. That play right there is what lost them the game, in my opinion. Well,
Mars, can you give us your breakdown of this game now?
I want to start by saying hopefully Derek Lively's okay. I'm assuming it's a concussion. I don't think he's going to play game 4, but I
hell no.
I hope he's okay.
It said that they did all the tests on him and everything, and that he's okay. But obviously, if he has a concussion, he'll probably sit out.
Yeah,
and it wasn't dirty neither. Let's kill that logic now.
No. Oh yeah, it was just that's just it happens. It's accidental. Cat was running in, he was falling. It's unfortunate, but Derek Lively, I think, has been invaluable in this series. I know he didn't finish the game last night, but there's a clear difference between him and Daniel Gafford defensively. Daniel Gafford's a great shot blocker, but defensively, Derek Lively has destroyed the Minnesota Timberwolves offense. His ability to be as positionally aware as he is at his age is really, really impressive. He's the reason why guys are struggling to get to the rim. The moment he came out, I saw Ant get like 4 straight line drives to the rim. Because Daniel Gafford is a great, he'll slide over, he'll block a shot, but he's late very often. And that's just a part of who he is. He's very late, but that's why he gets a lot of blocks, because you don't expect him to be there, and then he comes out of nowhere when he's got it. But he's not on time very often. So that happening is what allowed the Minnesota offense to get going. It allowed allowed Ant to get going, and that dunk was insane. But once they figured that out, once the Dallas Mavericks figured that out, and Daniel Gafford was more positionally aware, and I'm not gonna lie, and is a flawed player. I think it's fair to say he's a flawed player.
But Mark, we didn't even have him in those conversations in the regular season. People were throwing him above Tatum just because of the last 2 weeks.
I know. I remember I asked a couple months ago, who's better between Ant and Kyrie. I remember I asked, and I remember
you wouldn't even have the conversation.
The chat picked Kyrie. I remember because I saw the poll. Mm-hmm. The chat picked Kyrie. But then everyone switched up. I remember what the conversations were.
I remember you rolling your eyes when the conversation of Ant and SGA came up.
Yes,
you wouldn't even entertain it. You wouldn't even entertain it. I remember you rolling your eyes. No.
And Ant is a very good player. I'm not taking anything away from him. But he is a flawed player. And they're throwing looks at him that, it shouldn't work. It wouldn't. They're defending him very similarly to how they defended SGA. But the difference is SGA just has a lot more counters to when Derek Lively plugs up the driving lane, that he can still get to a spot and make a shot. Ant's in-between game isn't very good, and it hasn't been good for a very long time, his whole career. I remember saying he's shooting 38% on pull-up middies for the year. He's just not very good in that area yet. So they're forcing him to do things that they forced Shea to do, but Shea was scoring 1.2 points per possession on ISOs. So he was still just torching them. And Ant doesn't have that ability yet. So
he did have a stretch, Mars. He did have a stretch in the beginning of the season where he was shooting almost 50% in the mid.
He was going stupid for mid. I remember that.
He was getting busy in the mid-range, and I was really liking what I saw.
He's a streaky shooter, and then he came in as a streaky shooter. And he still is to a lesser degree. He's more consistent, but he still is a streaky shooter. Mm-hmm. And as a playmaker, a lot of his passes are telegraphed, and the accuracy is all over the place. But a lot of his passes are telegraphed. If he feels contact on his drive, his first instinct is to throw a skip. But the issue is Dallas are prepared for that. So they're just playing. They're playing on the fact. They're playing on his tendencies. The amount of times he's telegraphed a pass and they're just right there to pick it off. Or game 2, the turnover that wasn't a turnover, by the way. We need to talk about those review calls. The fact that they see it's a foul, but they can't call it a foul is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that pass, Jaylen Daniels is right there, and the pass is that inaccurate. He's just not a very good passer yet. And obviously Dallas are doing their job to play on that. But defensively, off ball, it's something I've spoke about for a while with Ant. He's just not very good. So, on ball isolation, he's a good defender, and that's the glamour of defense. If you can stop someone on the ball in isolation, you're a great defender. We'll just ignore the fact that you can't get around screens. Your awareness off the ball is terrible. You're missing rotations. We'll ignore all of that, because if you can stop someone in isolation, great defender. That's where Ant's at his best. Isolation. Everywhere else, not very good yet. So they're taking advantage of him there. Cat on defense. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm saying that Juju, it all wore off last round. That whole Cat Juju defense all wore off. It's over.
His defense.
Did he trick me?
No, it's not. It's not trick. It's just it's a matchup.
It's a matchup thing.
The playlist is all about.
No, you're not doing this to me. No, you're not.
Chill. You are way too educated. You are way too educated to not understand that matchups dictate everything in the NBA.
I can get
Carl Anthony Towns, if he has to play versus a stationary big with an elite stationary big behind him, no problem. No problem. But Carl Anthony Towns, for his whole career with no Rudy Gobert, was getting cooked in every possible action whatsoever. In this series, having to play off ball versus PJ Washington or versus DJ, or having to come up and get in isolation versus Luka, or a healthy number 2 option in Kyrie, bang, bing, 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 bing. It's over. It's cooked. It's a wrap. I'm making pass. I'm making this pass.
It's not only that. It's not only that though. Go ahead. Sniper. It's not. That's not it. It's those lobs are hard to defend too when you got a guy coming down here. It's easy. It's a lot.
Right.
No matter what, like Jokic is obviously a better player than Gafford or Lively, but it's easy.
It's not a vertical space.
It's a different dimension.
It's easy for me to guard him when he's got the ball. He's trying to make a move, and I just got to move with him and keep my hands up as opposed to helping it. And I gotta be able to jump in the air, do all these things. So it's just a different look than what they were dealing with.
Right,
and that is a part of basketball that we have to understand, where you can see somebody playing better defense against him, and then now we'll have the narrative, oh well, Lively's better than Jokic. And I know nobody said that. But I'm saying like those are the type of conversations that happen when we don't understand these different things. And I'm not saying you don't understand. Clearly, I know you understand, Chill. I'm just saying like it's different for
I don't know. I've been arguing with you about same thing back and forth for 3 months. So I don't know. Maybe he doesn't understand, Ox. I don't want to stop giving you credit.
Maybe I don't.
Huh? Is that what's going on, Chill?
Maybe I'm not smart enough, because I'm thinking about. I'm not even thinking about it from a defensive standpoint. I'm not even thinking about it from a defensive standpoint.
Man, don't start this shit, man.
Because I know I know how important it is. I know how important it is to have a guy that's behind you. Right. I know how important it is to have a guy that's behind you to clean up your messes. And I understand that you're a little bit more aggressive, but I also understand rotations. I also understand communication. And when you get switched on to people, but a guy like PJ Washington and a guy like PJ Washington who plays on the long ball line, you play on the long ball line. So you know how to defend guys who play on the long ball line. He doesn't shoot it as well as you do. He's not the driver that you are, which means that you closing out should be different. You closing out. You shouldn't be closing out to him on the low side. That's number one. Number two, you shouldn't be flying by him. That's number one. Number two. Number three, the most important part, you should win that matchup offensively. And what I mean when I say that is when Dallas is loaded up against him, I don't understand how you, who are not able to move him when you bump him. Okay, you're not able to move him when you bump him. But when you face him up 16 feet away from the basket, when you face him up in the mid post, if you can't knock down that mid-range, that mid-range or that mid-post shot, that opens up so much more of your offense. That doesn't open up so much more of just our offense. That opens up so much more of your offense. And when you do that, that means we're better, because now he's got to crowd you and you can bust his ass right to the basket. But you're not doing that. What I'm watching you do is I'm watching you shoot floaters wide open from 12 feet. Get Cat off the floor. I can't hear. Get him off.
Get him off the floor. No.
Oh, now get him off the team.
Yeah, you will not. I will not hear that. I will not hear that from Chill.
I don't mean get him off the team. I'm talking about in that.
Oh, hey, the person right next to you. might be thinking it's time to get him off the team.
I ain't going that far. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Pass that, Damo, please.
Oh my God, Ron.
Oh yeah, Ron. Yep.
I can't handle it.
This man, Ron, is the worst host I've ever seen.
I can't.
Jesus Christ.
Did I ruin a bit?
Oh, I can't handle Ron. I'm trying to handle Ron.
My fault. I ain't know I ruined the bit. My bad. I'm sorry. Chat, you realize when I entered the room how a certain hit dog started hollering before I said anything? That's crazy. Look, I don't know. I'm gonna keep this on the Mavs. I'm not even gonna talk about. I'm gonna keep this on the Mavericks. Keep this on this series. A lot of great points being made up here. A lot of great takes. How you doing, fellas? Man, what a day! What a weekend! What a moment in NBA history when I guess we're about to witness something rarer than a unicorn. We're about to witness something that no one thought we would ever witness, and that is a a Luka Dončić led team going to the finals.
Who said they couldn't? Who said they couldn't? Which one? Point them out. Point them out.
Hey. Certain individuals. I'm not here for any.
I really don't know who
static,
it is.
It's fine. The people know. But certain individuals in the community will lead you to believe that Luka plays with an unwinnable play style. A play style, he plays a brand of basketball that you just simply can't win with.
One of these.
Right.
So it just amazes me that we get to live on the version of Earth, because I thought we were on Earth 634 this whole time, but we're on the imaginary hypothetical Earth where unwinnable play styles can make the finals.
Thank God for Kyrie, right?
Man, oh man!
Hey, shout out to Kyrie.
And before anything, shout out to Kyrie. I want to say before anything, shout out to the Mavericks front office, because two of the most important role players on the team, and that's what I want to be the biggest takeaway from this Western Conference Finals, from this run since the trade deadline. Their two biggest role players, not two of their biggest, their two biggest role players, or guys that were wasting away on crappy franchises. PJ was on the jail Hornets with baby mama drama. That's all we knew him for.
Still got baby mama drama though. Still got.
But hey, it's crazy when the basketball when he started playing good ball, you forget who his baby mother was. I bet people don't even remember Brittany Renner was his baby mother, and he went through all that. He started hooping. It's insane.
Damo, can I jump in real quick? Because I know,
please,
that's one of those certain somebodies that Damo was talking about happened to be me. You know what I'm saying?
Accountability, I love it.
But let's not act like Luka's not playing different today than he was 5 months ago, Damo. Like, this isn't the same. First of all, this isn't the same.
I knew this was gonna happen. I knew it.
Here we go.
The moment Dallas wins, Luka changed his game.
I don't have to stand here and be an imbecile and be like, oh well, he can't. Well, he's things look different. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, but can I ask?
Is he not getting off the ball earlier?
Hey,
is he not?
No one is saying you're lying. Can I just ask you a question on where you're going?
Did
he look different when they made the Western Conference Finals last time with Jaylen Brunson? Did he look different then?
No, that was one carry job and another carry job.
That was please, bro.
What I'm saying. On top of that, Damo, that was a while ago. My memory doesn't work like that. I'm talking about right now what I'm seeing in this playoff run. I don't want to sound like the hater guy, but Kyrie carried. Now Luka's doing his thing. But it's not. This is not the same. This is not the same play, style of play. The team, they're not playing the same as they was playing in October, in December, in January, February. This isn't the same. This looks completely different. And if I'm lying, am I lying, Damo?
No, you're not lying. It's almost like it's a different team. It's almost like it's a different team on the court.
You got it.
We're not gonna.
Morris, no, tell me if I'm lying off my.
We're not gonna act like at the All-Star break. We're not gonna act like at the All-Star break, the Dallas Mavericks weren't in the play-in tournament. They were the 8th seed. Okay, let's not act like that wasn't going on. They were the 8th seed. So they made some trades. And I was one of those people too, Damo. And they have not won the championship yet, but it appears that they are going to the NBA Finals. If you ask me today, I think that they're going to the NBA Finals. I am not the biggest Luka fan. I think he's the best scorer in the game. I won't argue that. I think that I don't think there's anybody in the game who scores the basketball easier than him. You can argue Joel Embiid. You can argue maybe even Kyrie Irving, guys like that. But I think Luka is the best scorer, and I think Luka is the best scorer in the game. But with that being said, I've been adamant about it, and I have always said to you since I've known you that until Luka commits on the defensive end, I don't have the Dallas Mavericks winning the NBA championship. However,
if they don't win this year, it ain't got nothing to do with. Never mind.
However, I've seen a level. I have seen a level of commitment from Luka throughout these playoffs. I have seen that I haven't seen before. Kyrie Irving's level of commitment on the defensive end has increased, which would explain why they are where they are now. So
Okay. I was about to say, because like I understand a little bit your point about Luka like committing to defense, but if he has the right pieces around him that can handle that for him while he can still put in a little bit of effort on the defensive end where he sees fit, then they're good. Look at him and Kyrie. I literally said it. The one thing that I give Kyrie the most credit for this postseason run has nothing to do with his offense. Of course, I know he's a second half type of player. I know he's a closer. I know he can go off in the fourth quarter or get on a hot streak after seeing a couple go in. Like I haven't seen that for years. Kyrie's defense, though, I have not seen this great level of willfulness to play in forever. So that's the biggest thing. I give him props for it. So if you have the right pieces around those two to fill out those holes, or however you want to call it, yeah, that's a championship team right there. And we're looking at it right now. They up 3-0. Now, if they match up with Boston, look, my team ain't in the playoffs, so I've been pushing agendas all postseason. I would love to push a Luka Dončić agenda. Trust and believe me, I would love to do that. I would love to push another Luka and Kyrie agenda. So I'm here for it. But.
Yeah, and I heard, by the way, just want to clear something up, Damo, because I just heard Chill say that I don't think he can win a championship this year, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to hold you, Chill. If you think the reason why Luka doesn't win a championship this year has something to do with his play style, because they play versus the Celtics, then I think you're being a little nasty. I think you're being a little nasty.
I did not say that.
That's not
can you re-say the quote that you stated then? Because I misheard. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I said that until Luka commits on the defensive end. He doesn't have to be Drew Holiday on the defensive end. He doesn't have to be. I said that until he commits on the defensive end, I didn't feel like they could win the NBA championship.
So you're saying that now, as of today.
But I've seen a different level of commitment. I've seen him commit more.
He was saying that like this summer. He was saying that like early in the season, end of last season when we would have Luka talks. That's what his point was. And now he's saying, well, they're in this position now, and he's noticing a level of commitment on defense that was not previously there, and now you're seeing the results, which is they are looking like a finals team.
Well, their defense hasn't been. I get what you're saying. I don't think the Mavs defense, their offense has been the thing that's been tearing the Wolves apart. The Wolves offense is what it is, but their defense has been not good so far in the first 3 games. I think some of this though is like, at least for me, I think Luka and Kyrie never played well enough at this point. Like no matter what happens in the finals, they're going to get their respect. Because I don't think they match up well versus the Celtics. That's just me though. I mean, based on the regular season matchups, even going into the finals, but. I just want to hear that correctly, Lau. In case you said that they're going to lose because of his defense.
No.
I got you.
I don't feel that way.
Fellas, I gotta encourage everybody to like the video.
This mic work.
Yeah. We were having some.
Welcome to the show. 38 minutes in, y'all.
Hey, sometimes you got to change up your game plan, and sometimes you got to change up your game plan. Rick Carlisle. Hey, you got to make mid-game adjustments. And we will talk about that series. We'll talk about that game. I want to shout out to everybody. Like the video, vote on the polls that we putting up. Also, become a member if you haven't become a member yet. But shout out to all of our current members, all of our old members that have been around for a very long time. Got some people in these super chats that I can't wait to acknowledge. Also, too,
here we go. Right then, as soon as we give you credit, look what happens. Yep. As soon as we give him credit, the microphone's back out again. Anyway, as we were talking about here, right? We were talking about the Dallas Mavericks and how much better they look. Here's the thing that I want to make sure that I reiterate. Swiper, I want to make sure that I understand. I want to make sure you understand. I felt like Minnesota, their defense, how good their defense has been all year long, I felt like it supplemented. It created a lot of their offense. Whether it was in transition, not just in transition, but even in the half court, it created a lot of their offense where they get big stops, which is now momentum for them. Now they're in a space where they are getting stops, but they're not converting on offense like they did in the past. That's one of their major problems.
Because there's a rim protector at the rim.
Yeah, they got two.
Is Derek Lively? I don't know. Like,
they didn't score at the rim well. They didn't. So I think the thing about the Wolves, they didn't score at the rim well in the last series either, but they were just converting like around the marginal stuff. They were winning all the marginal things. Whereas the Mavericks this series, they're winning a lot of the stuff you have to win in order to beat the Wolves. So I just, again, man, it's their defense has also been getting like Jaden, Mike, whoever you want to throw on any one of them, they're getting by them and they're cooking. They're either, bro, wait, but matter of fact, I can't remember what game it was. Might have been yesterday. I can't remember. Marsh, do you remember Kyrie was on an island in the second half? I think it might have been and he got a switch on the Cat, and then Cat ran, he peeled off of him to run back to and Kyrie followed him into the lane, and they got like a mid-range or chill. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, it was last night, as a matter of fact. It was
last
night.
That man Kyrie, he got him up on the screen. Literally waited for the dude to get behind him at the level on his shoulder. Cat ran, turned his back, ran into the paint. Kyrie followed him.
Like, that's what I was gonna say. That's the play. Like Cat, like he was at the level, and then he turned around. I'm like, this man he just forgot about his responsibilities. I don't know what happened. I saw it and I was like, that was the play that I was like, yeah, Cat's defense has been atrocious. When Cat has no help responsibilities and he just has to guard someone straight up, he's okay. The moment he has to start thinking about helping other teammates or doing other things, he can't do anything on defense. And that's been the case for 9 years now.
Yo, bro, that man Kyrie is crazy.
I remember that. I think it was in the third quarter. He basically used Cat as a fullback,
right,
to go right to the basket. And
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I just thought, I know, Mars is upset at Cat, but I was looking at Kyrie like, yo, like the fact that you even like processed what was about to happen and then switched it, and then it was like a momentum play too. It was insane.
I mean, if someone turns their back to me, I'm like, no,
but Kyrie's the one that did it. He did it to Cat, though. Like it was the hesitation and everything. He ain't telling no one to turn around and start looking for matchups again. But he knew what he was going to do. He knew he was trying to recover. And so he just used the momentum of the play, almost like he was like like when Eagles or when Ducks, when they fly in a V formation, like the one in the front's taking all the brunt of the damage and the wind. That's literally what he did. He just like followed him through a seam and then just hit it. I thought that was great.
You don't recover when the ball isn't contained.
No, you don't.
Hey, look, Cat's trying his best. He's trying his best. All right.
Real quick. I'm trying to, because I don't remember that play. So Cat was on ball and Cat left the ball.
No.
Yeah,
there was a screen. Cat came up to the level
right wing
to show and recover.
Yeah,
but the defender of Kyrie hadn't got back in front yet. But Cat
so Cat was on ball.
Yeah, he was on ball, meant to contain the ball and then recover. Right. And he just turned around and started getting back to his man.
And Kyrie followed him into the paint.
Runway to the rim.
Yeah, that's
by the way, Kyrie still has the ball. By the way,
yeah, that's a Cat thing. Like,
no, for sure,
you never leave the ball.
But but the fact that Kyrie saw it though and knew like it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that was what got me.
That's one thing about Kyrie. That's one thing about Kyrie. He's always he reacts quick. Like Kyrie reacts so quick, and he's dangerous, man. That's what you want from your best player, though. You want your best player to be able to react like that. You want your best player to be able to read the defense and go score like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's so discouraging.
I would love, I love the fact that there's a chance that Luka can win a championship at 25 years old with a unwinnable play style, and certain people up here are going to push the narrative. Hey man, that's all Kyrie. That's fine.
It's most certainly not all Kyrie.
Hey, don't get it twisted. I love Kyrie propaganda. I've been saying Kyrie been better than Dame his whole career. I love it. You like it? I love it. I've been pushing Kyrie propaganda. I'm just saying, real nasty, man. Real nasty work. And another thing, I just want to put out there because I know Ron probably want to get more stuff off because his mic's been tripping. Chat, basketball community, everybody, please, for the love of God, if you are going to be so quick to tear a player down, don't join the hype train. Because the way I'm seeing people turn on Ant overnight is disgusting. Gang, Ant is still, in my opinion, Ant is still the guy I thought he was. Now, y'all kept comparing to that ball-headed menace, so that's on y'all. That's why y'all are so ready to tear him down. Y'all kept doing that, and I've been saying since day one.
Well, they said D-Wade, too, to be fair.
Don't do that. I said D-Wade was a rookie. I said
D-Wade. Can we not talk about D-Wade right now?
But I'm just saying, regardless. I'm not liking the way I'm seeing so many people be so quick to just, I guess I was wrong about Ant.
Yeah, that's the thing too. That's the thing that pissed me off the most because, like, at the end of the day, I feel like people are forgetting that he's 22. So
oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying? It's like all of that shit to me is just nothing more than just watching the player go through growing pains. Shit, Kobe did it when he airballed 4 times.
But we said this though. That's what we said.
Okay,
going
okay,
into
okay.
it though. But
Right,
I think
So
it
then-
was
so
it was
then
the
you're not the target
overreaction.
au- Yeah, you're
Okay,
not the
okay,
target
okay.
audience of this. It's the people who were saying he's Michael Jordan,
Right.
and
Okay.
then finding out he's not Michael Jordan,
Right.
and then now saying he's a fraud. Those are the people
Right.
who are the issue.
That's crazy.
I've been consistent in
Right.
my opinion of Ant. I
Yeah.
said in the playoffs he suddenly just turns into the best pull-up shooter of all time, and there's nothing you can do about that. But like he's been inefficient in the regular season every year of his career. That's a fact. That's not even up for debate. That's a fact, and that's because his shooting is streaky. But it just
Right.
suddenly happens to heat up every time in the playoffs, albeit a small sample because first year 6 games,
Right.
then 5 games, and now he's had what is this 4, 7 plus 3, 14.
4.
But see the
So
But see,
14,
Marz,
14 games now, and it's starting to regress back to the mean. Like the larger a sample gets, the more you get back to who a player is. And it's showing you he is who he is, and he's a great player. He's just not there yet. Can he get there?
that's a
Sure, but everyone was too quick. Face of the league, all of a sudden he doesn't play that well. Fraud. Like, no,
This
that's
is
not
why
how it
this whole-
works.
But
You
that-
guys
but
are just
that-
wrong.
But what happens? That's what happens though. That's a natural thing. If a player gets overrated, meaning overrated by the general public, then there's always a reckoning. If the player's underrated, then there's a reckoning on the other side because we've seen this 2 postseasons in a row. A player that's underrated does it, and then he gets put in these conversations. And then a player who's overrated, and then all of a sudden when the true colors show, it's like, oh dang, like he's actually not 06 Wade.
But, I mean,
like he thought he was.
Ant's definitely not Mike, not D Wade, but he still is dope though. Like he's still a great young player,
100%.
no matter
Sure.
what. But the way that the energy shifts.
But people put him in front of Wemby. People were saying they were
Yeah,
taking for
that's-
Wemby in the under the
Well, I
25
mean,
draft.
this year he was better than Victor Wembanyama.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
Okay, that's your opinion.
We different opinion. Yeah.
I'm not having that conversation. I think Ant is better than him right now, for sure. But this is why I can't wait for the Celtics to spank these boys. That way, I don't got to hear about this Luka shit no more. As soon as Jaylen Brown goes crazy in the playoffs and the Celtics get this ring,
Jaylen Brown.
gonna forget it.
But
Everybody gonna
it's going to be
forget about
Tatum,
the
Knox. You're going to be
I'm gonna
pissed.
hope
It's
that
going to be
happens.
Tatum getting the love. It's
I'm
going
not
to be
holding
Tatum.
this. I don't care. I don't care who. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. You know what I'm saying? Like the Celtics, because I want
Fellas. But before we even get into that,
Your mic's
before
not
we
working.
even
Your
get
mic's
into
not working. Mic's not working.
No, you good, Ron. You
Ron,
good.
we can hear you,
good.
Ron.
You're good.
We can hear you, Ron.
Swiper had an emergency call. He got to go home. I don't know what's going on. You know, Swiper always got important things to do. I think he got to go see the mayor or something. Said he's wearing a tuxedo again, something like that. But like I was saying earlier, join this group chat. You could come in here. My man CZ be in here. Mars is in there all the time. Swiper be in there occasionally. Damo, me, Ox. You know, everybody that you want, Dub, everybody that you want to talk to, they in there. Come join us. Have a good time. It's pinned right there at the top of the chat. Also, like the video. Go vote on the poll, too. Let me know what you think N is. Is he properly rated, overrated, underrated? These are conversations we got to start having. It's about that time. But let me go ahead and shout out our members. My man Paul Affleck became a member today. HK Woods also became a member. Who we got? Dreamville HQ became a member today. Lionel 0.02. He became a member, too. Browheya Taya became a member today. Also, shout out to all of them. Bookie Allen also sent through a 99-cent super chat. Shout out to Bookie. Appreciate you for that. I also got some members chat, so let me go ahead and show these members some love. Wayno said, Ox, cut them dreads off your head.
No, not them dreads. Which dreads? Which kind of dreads?
my dreads ain't
What kind of dreads, Ron?
My hairline been here since I was little. I guess I got a large forehead. I didn't never notice that.
Me neither.
He said, Ox, cut them receding dreads off because you said Luka grenade launcher just last week.
That's nothing new.
If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. You know what I'm saying?
Leaf Swan the whole time.
Tricked you, Ox. Leaf Dig been a member for 10 months. He said, screw all the BS. How the Mavs going to win the finals?
They're not.
I don't know. We'll talk about the finals when we have a series. We don't even know who's going to be in the
We don't
finals.
know.
yet.
Yeah,
We don't even know the matchup.
Hey! It could be the Wolves. It could be the
It
Wolves.
could be Wolves Pacers for all we know.
We don't know.
We don't know the finals yet. So we'll talk about that.
Hey, if you were to bet $100 that it'd be the Wolves Pacers, how much money?
Right now? Right now?
Yeah.
Shit. Oh, the odds must be crazy. 203 comebacks.
Excuse me.
Hey, I think that's worth the bet, yo. I think it's worth it.
I mean, yeah, put a nice little $10 on that. Yeah.
I'm not much of a
$2
gambler.
down. You can put $2 down and probably win $2 million with them type of odds. That's crazy.
Yo, I'm only good at blackjack, so I wouldn't take gambling advice from me. But hey, shit, if you gotta lose, if you gotta lose 100, you know what I'm saying? If you gotta lose 100, man, go ahead and do that.
Damo, you know how many people?
I swear.
You know how many people just ran to the bookie right now after you just said that?
I got some action.
$2 to $1 million or to a couple million.
Yeah, we'll do it. 100%.
Hey, somebody let that bet, and if it happens, man, just break me off a cool 30%, man. That's all.
Cool 30%.
30%. That might be like $300K.
Well, I only got $3 to my name, so shit, I need it.
Marcel Sanders been a member for 2 months. He said, "Give Ant time to grow. Not the face of the NBA yet.
Give him time to grow. A week ago, we was talking about him like he was Michael Jordan. Now give him time to grow. I whenever I hear stuff like this, one, it goes back to Damo's logic, which boils my blood because we're clearly not done with the 90s. Clearly, because it's evident how much we miss them because we're so trying to replace them. We're trying so hard to replace him. And anybody that kind of resembles anything like him, that's him. He's the next one. When in reality, we haven't seen him yet. Nope. Sorry.
Hey, but when you say resembles them, chill, all that means is you got to be athletic and dark.
That's it. Somebody that
if you athletic,
tell that part.
If you're athletic, dark skinned, and you smile nice.
Hey, if Jalen Green was 3 shades darker and bald, then had more glisten.
Hey, we getting there, man. We getting there. Next year, he'll be in those conversations, and then everyone else will start glazing him, and then I'll be like, oh, chill out, man. Then he gonna do what Ant's doing in the playoffs, and everyone's gonna call him a fraud, and I'm gonna cry. But like I remember, we read the Ringer article on Open Gym on Friday, where they did like the top 25 players under 25 or whatever. The glaze in that article for Anthony Edwards was insane.
Wait, what was the order again? What was the order again?
They had Wemby 1, Ant 2, Shea 3, Luka 4.
That's insane. Yeah, I remember
that order is crazy. The reason they said this, like, because they have like a reason to be optimistic and a reason to doubt, like where these players are placed. The reason they put for doubting Anthony Edwards was this is exactly what they said. There is a higher likelihood of the world ending than Ant not becoming the face of the league.
Wow.
That's what they said.
What?
They said the
read
only reason to doubt Anthony Edwards is that the world may end before he's the face of the NBA.
So we're gonna have an apocalypse.
If that's
we're more likely
glaze,
to have an apocalypse.
I don't know what glaze is.
Is that what I'm understanding? We're more apt to have an apocalypse.
It's more likely for the apocalypse than Anthony Edwards to not be the face of the NBA.
Damn.
That's possible, man. Them Jewish niggas are tripping over there throwing them bombs and shit, so it could happen.
That was the glaze we were seeing 5 days ago. So
can you handle this dude, Damo? Damo, can you handle him, Damo? Because I can't handle Ox. I'm trying to deal with him.
It still doesn't make sense because Luka Dončić at 22 is better than this version of Anthony Edwards at 22. So that's why I'm confused. Like everybody's so quick to like jump and move, and I'm just like, we just literally had Luka. What was that? 2 years ago, age 22 season. It was first team All NBA and then an MVP candidate again, like a top 5, top 6 MVP candidate. So I don't know. It's
xenophobia, man. And I ain't gonna lie to you, Chilltown. We are done with the 90s. I'm not worried about none of that nonsense. But that's neither here nor there, man.
Luka,
we're gonna talk about Drew Holiday and Jaylen Brown. Oh, not yet. Okay.
Yeah. We got it.
We're gonna get to it. Yes, we are.
Grande Jones. Y'all know the name. Y'all know the man. Been a member for 19 months. He said, where the hell is Rudy Gobert's paint defense been at? Luke and Kyrie getting whatever they want.
Their defense is dramatically better with Rudy on the court, by the way.
I'm not gonna lie. Their defense is performing like the best defense in the league when Rudy's on the floor. I don't know how you're gonna look at the defense and say it's Rudy's fault. They fall off a cliff defensively.
He's overrated.
When he's not on the floor.
They hate the man.
Like, I already know. Like, I'm
He's
saying this
garbage.
now.
He's garbage.
So no one expect me to say anything tomorrow when Rudy Gobert inevitably gets destroyed when Ticket comes on here tomorrow. I'm gonna be silent. I'm gonna say nothing. But their defense is getting destroyed when he's not out there. I will say the game-winning play, game 2, that was poor defense from Rudy. I'm just gonna put it out there. That was poor defense. But generally speaking, in this series, it hasn't been his fault.
I disagree, Mars. I disagree with that 100%. The reason Luka got that shot off is because Rudy was playing good defense on that play. You're
meant to concede the drive. That's what you're meant to do, and he's not doing it.
Right. But in fact, me and Ron were talking about that. That's what I was saying. I said I would have guarded it in the opposite way of instead of beating him to the spot, just keeping my body connected to him, trying to touch him, keeping it there. But Rudy was moving his feet, playing very good defense. I think so. I don't think that was bad defense.
They should have doubled him. I don't even know why they would even.
Ideally, you double.
No,
or Mars.
Keep going.
Don't
switch. Keep going. Mars.
Yeah, don't switch. Probably, But in that situation, because there was the play before. Rudy did what he should have done on that play. He funneled him towards the lane. He played high. He gave him the driving lane, and then Naz Reid came up and picked up and got the contest in the mid range, and they got a stop. On that play, for whatever reason, he played him straight up and tried to take away the drive and the 3, and he's not going to stay with Luka for.
But two things there. Just make PJ Washington beat you in the corner, because that's the only.
He hasn't missed the corner 3 in the clutch.
That's cool. I'm good, but I'm saying I'd much rather take if the Max Kellerman fate of the universe on the line, give it to PJ over Luka. I don't want Luka taking a step back 3 on either hand. That's period. But on the other hand, I agree.
I should have just funneled him downhill if he does.
There's also this narrative, and not getting people I respect, so I'm not gonna call it whatever. That Rudy somehow did something that wouldn't. What happened to Rudy wouldn't happen to Anthony Davis. It wouldn't happen to other bigs in the league. They were on an island with Luka Dončić. I'm just over here like, bro.
If Kyrie Irving got switched on to Anthony Davis, he wouldn't fry him. Is that what I'm understanding?
I've seen Jamal Murray hit a game winner on AD.
Facts.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I saw it.
Break.
Yeah.
So like,
he also stepped up on a hesitation. Everybody's saying he should have. Literally, Murray came off the screen, gave him a hezzy, he bit, and then went around him and then hit the fadeaway on him. So my whole thing is like the only big that's consistently stopping people in space is Bam Adebayo. And maybe Victor Wembanyama as he continues to get older. But even Bam would have got smoked. But I'm saying, but the thing is with Rudy, people don't like Rudy. So they're like, this is why he's not the DPOY and all this sort of stuff. Because AD. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff.
Where is this coming from?
It's four DPOYs. If people saying he's a help side defender.
I'm thinking about and Damo. Okay, my age is showing. I'm thinking about the defensive players of the year throughout the course of my life, and multiple defensive players of the year. We never talked about them like they talk about Rudy Gobert. We never talked about
Instagram OG.
We never talked
they
about.
They don't think he's good. Like but did you hear Gil?
We never talked about Alvin Robinson like this. We never talked
literally Gil and them said the other day, why are bigs that are off-ball defenders? So he's including Wemby, Anthony Davis, and Rudy in them. Why are they getting DPOYs when all the work comes down to wings and guards? So what I'm saying is like
describing was just Rudy. He wasn't describing the big like AD, Wemby, or Ben. Any of the other bigs I want to.
Wemby's
but the way he was describing the type of big defender in that clip, I know exactly what you're talking about. The way he was describing it, he genuinely was talking about. He was trying to talk about all of them. He was really just describing Rudy.
But AD plays off ball the same way Rudy does, though. No, not you. I'm just saying that like the criticisms for Rudy. My bad, though. I didn't mean to bring the energy to you. I'm saying the criticism of Rudy can be applied to somebody else. Is what I'm saying, Amo. That's all I'm saying.
How many times? And correct me if I'm wrong. How many times have I seen Anthony Davis get caught on the island with Devin Booker and Devin Booker blow his doors off? How many times have I seen guys get caught on the island with great perimeter players, big guys, and get blown by? How many times have I seen that? That's number one. Number two, Jaden McDaniels, that is your assignment. We're down by 2. I am not switching Rudy Gobert onto Luka Dončić. I'm about to lose my mind when I sit here and watch not just Luka and Rudy Gobert. 1s and 5s don't switch. That doesn't happen. 1s and 5s don't switch.
Not getting that on the Nuggets. Pay that much.
Oh my God! If you're gonna get downhill, get downhill. That's fine. We'll give up a 2 and we'll go into overtime. But I'm not leaving Brook Lopez onto Kyrie Irving. I'm not doing that. And not only am I not doing that, really quickly, Damo, I'll take it back and rewind the clock even further. I don't want David Robinson covering Kevin Johnson 25 feet away from the basket. I don't want that. That's not going to work. No matter how good David Robinson is as a defender, I do not want Dikembe Mutombo stuck on Tim Hardaway 25 feet away from the basket. That's not going to work. We don't switch 1s and 5s anywhere.
See, when we were on From the Logo, this was like, by the way, this is a plug for me. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays From the Logo. You can catch me there along with my boys. But Gifted told us, me and Dub asked him the same question. We were like, why does Rudy Gobert get so much hate? Swear to God. Gifted was like, it's because he's French. And at first we laughed. We were like, yo, what are you talking about? Like, why? And then he started to break it down a little bit. He was like, look, at the end of the day, I've been wondering the same thing, because he was like, after the Timberwolves made the trade for Rudy, right, everybody clowned them. They were like, how many picks? Yada, yada, yada. All that amounted into was them becoming the best defense in the league, them knocking out the defending champions. Rudy Gobert, the criticisms that he gets along the way because he became a 4-time defensive player of the year. I knew that was going to happen. But at the end of the day, like you just said, we can point, like Mars said, 2 weeks ago, Anthony Davis gets a shot hit on him by Jamal Murray, right? So people that talk about Rudy being a terrible player on the perimeter and being basically played off the floor and yada, 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 Anthony Davis played great defense on Jamal Murray. And Jamal Murray hit a better shot. Pissed AD off to the point where in the post-game press conference, all he could say was Jamal Murray hit a shot and then walk out. Like, he played great defense, but that was better offense from a better offensive player in a situation where you have a point guard being guarded by the center. So Rudy Gobert, at the end of the day, if y'all thought that Rudy Gobert on the perimeter was going to somehow, some way stop Luka Dončić from hitting a game winner, that's on you, right? But like Chill said, you shouldn't be in a situation like that. But if you find yourself in one, the best thing you could do is continuously, I guess, shuffle your feet or whatever. But
ZZ, I love Gifted just like everybody else up here, but that's bullshit. Why do they love Victor Wembanyama so much? He's a Frenchie.
Right,
well, but it's Rudy's again. It's Rudy's 4 DPOYs. People not being able to explain no cheer. People legitimately.
That doesn't have anything to do with him being French, though.
No, but I think it's a collection of things. And some is xenophobia, but that is what it is. But I don't think that applies.
I mean, we thought that xenophobia were around so much. It's just like. Why would they like
Wemby in general though hasn't yet had the he doesn't have like the narrative. Like if we think about this,
they hate successful Frenchies.
No, if Wemby has,
it's very simple. It's very simple. A part of it is the being French thing. Any Euro is going to have a certain level of just inherent hate from the fans. That's a given. That's a xenophobia. There's a baseline level of hate coming at any Euro. But depending on how great you are, you can overcome that. That's easy.
Playing the race card is crazy.
Hold on. It starts with one. Who was it that shut down the league in 2020? Let's just start there.
That's a big reason. That's a big reason.
That's a part of it.
Hold on.
That's a part of it.
That's a big reason.
Listen. We all can agree that Rudy didn't go up and cough in everybody's face and start COVID.
Exactly.
We can agree to that. But the public perception of Rudy going on that mic and joking during that time, I'm gonna touch it, touch everything, and then the league shuts down. We're talking about basketball casuals. We're talking about people without brain capacity to think for themselves. They see that. Oh,
yeah, Damo. Okay, but Damo. Okay, but that doesn't have anything to do with him being French, though.
One more thing. Again, the French thing is different. It's a part of it.
Yeah, it is a part.
Is a part of it, and another thing that's a part of it, which is a big issue in basketball today with the media. When you look at the people that are talking heads for the sport, what are they saying about Rudy? The narratives that are created by Rudy, from Draymond, from Shaq, from Chuck, from all of these respected individuals who talk basketball, and the way they talk about him, that adds a stain to it. And I've been said this. There is an issue with how the NBA media talks about the product. There is not many sports. At first, I was saying, hey, yo, Basketball's the only sport. Football started doing that with LaShawn McCoy. It is kind of disgusting.
Wait, what
but
happened?
There's not. What you call it? You got it.
With Shady.
But I'll tell you in a second. With Shady McCoy, football started doing it with Shady McCoy and a couple other players, but they weren't doing this before. Basketball is hands down probably one of the only sports where they constantly drag the product while it's happening, like in real time.
Yeah.
Every night, someone will have a bad game, and Shaq will get up there, and everyone has Shaq in their top 10. We grew up loving Shaq. We all respect Shaq. Shaq will get on camera.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. This isn't a big fella. This is easy. I was 39 years old, dropping 12 and 10. That's nothing.
And they'll tell you that what you're seeing is nothing. They will tell you that, hey, this guy isn't a real big man. This guy is trash. This, that. Draymond Green, who's a respected defender. We all respect Draymond's defense. He will sit on TV, look at the camera, after going on the court, and nights where Rudy is giving him the business on the defensive end compared to him, but still will sit there and look at you and say, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know why he's having trouble guarding Jokic or doing this, that, and the third. This dude's a bum.
He could he could do it.
Like he can guard him. Like
Kenyon even said, and I was a big fan of Kenyon Martin. I love Kenyon Martin. Kenyon even said that if I was guarding him, this would I be doing. 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 I'm like, Kenyon, you're great. Kenyon was a great defender. He was not getting nothing on Joe. Nothing. On the media.
We also got to know.
Life. That's crazy.
We
I
also
don't know any former football legend. Like if Tiki Barber's talking about football, I do not see Tiki Barber going on national TV. Hey man, and I'm just giving random names. Hey man, Khalil Mack is great, but if he get off that edge, all I got to do is dead lay in the backfield and spin off, and then I'm good. No, Tiki's gonna be like, yo, that's a dog. He's a dog. If Aaron Donald comes through the middle, all I gotta do is tell my fullback go low. I'm a shimmy, jump over him, and we to the house. That's not what they're doing. They're respecting the product because it will inherently make things bad for the product you're trying to push.
Well, there's a different.
Are you saying the Hoopers are haters, Damo?
Yes.
Hoopers been haters.
A lot of Hoopers are haters. Yes, a lot of Hoopers are haters.
Yes, they
Come
are.
on, Ox, you know that.
that. You got to think.
Have you not heard Draymond Green? Have you not heard Draymond Green? Just specifically talk about Rudy Gobert.
Idiot. Right, Draymond Green is an
idiot.
But it's more than just Draymond.
But look, one thing about this, specifically Shaq.
Okay.
When Shaq talks about any big man, I don't listen. I don't listen. Shaq, I just can't. Because Shaq, y'all know how Shaq do the big in the league, bro. And that's just, that's his style, I guess.
No, but it's just even it's even the professionalism. I think that, like, for instance, and again, the hammer home this Rudy point, as you said, Damo. Some of it's related to COVID, some of it's related to the 4 DPOY, and some of this, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you. Basketball players, in large part, have been allowed to be very ignorant about their sport for a long time. Because the fact of the matter is, you can go on television or you can watch these shows and they'll tell you that all Rudy does is play help side defense. All he does is this. He's having no effect on the game. When is he ever altering a shot? The fact that they can watch him play in these series and say there's nothing that he's doing that's affecting the game, that just goes to show you they don't even know what they're watching. They spent so many years just getting buckets, just learning their skills and their movements. They weren't in the film room like they were supposed to be. They weren't learning the game like they were supposed to be. And that's just what it is. Like, it's not even no disrespect, but the thing is about the NBA, because those are the best of the best, you got to kind of concede respect to them, what you do. But at the end of the day, they can't talk hoops in certain ways. But again, I can't do X's and O's to the same degree a lot of them can, because that's being inside the arena and actually going through the play script and all that stuff. But when it comes to just analyzing the game, if you're telling me that Rudy Gobert doesn't deserve any before his 4 DPOY work because he's simply just a help side defender, then I'm like, okay, well, guess what? In this era, you can't guard man to man in the same way you used to, or you're gonna be in foul trouble the whole game.
But that's the problem, though. It's not just the former players. They did a poll with current players voting who's the most overrated player, and they voted Rudy. So it's Draymond Green is actively still playing. And he
the thing about that, though,
that those other guys are saying, and he knows the X's and O's. You heard what he said to Daniel Gafford after the game. Draymond can talk X's and O's with anybody. You know he watches film. So you can't even say that for him. Yeah. There's current players that are actively matching up with Rudy, get their shot tossed in the third row by Rudy, understand they have to game plan, watch film on Rudy, but they will get online, they'll get on their podcast, they'll get on the platform.
That good.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Wednesday night in Minnesota. I just got to worry about Rudy Helpside when they're lying. They'll actively lie about the dude. That's crazy.
Yo, what's up, Mars? Mars, I'm gonna let you go, and then we got to move on and get back into these super chats.
Yeah, I want to. Draymond just clearly hates Rudy, by the way.
Yeah, let's make sure we clear on that, Mark, before you go any further in this conversation.
Which is cool. You know what I'm saying? He put him in a chokehold and shit. But
I mean, like, the same way Pat Bev hates Chris Paul, and then ESPN had Pat Bev on after the Suns lost. Crazy. But I don't want to like piggyback off what Swiper said. I don't want to say like the NBA players. I'm not going to say he said they don't know the game. But I think we got to acknowledge, like, I think NBA players understand the game of basketball. And from an X's and O standpoint and play calling, they're going to know the names of certain things and all of those things that we wouldn't know because we don't know what the Clippers call this play. Whereas if you were in the locker room, you'd know those things. I get it. But we also got to understand these NBA players aren't watching the games to analyze everything that's happening on this off-ball action that Rudy slides in over to take away the roll. They're not watching the game. They're watching the game as fans of the game. They're going to be paying attention to the ball. They're going to be paying attention to who's getting over the screen, who's defending in isolation. They're going to watch the ball. They're not going to pay attention to the off-ball action too much. They're not going to pay attention to that because in order to pay attention, like, I'm going to be honest, if you want to get that much of a deep understanding of like what's going on in the games, you can't watch the game just one time. Like, you have to watch the game multiple times and you have to be paying attention to things that are away from what makes the game enjoyable as a fan. Because if you want to understand Rudy's impact, you have to watch the game like it's a film study. You have to watch the game where you're only watching Rudy on defense. You have to watch the game where you're seeing Rudy's pointing out this switch, or Rudy's playing drop, but his responsibility in drop isn't typical of what Ray Hibbert was doing 10 years ago. Or he's switching here, but it's a hedge and recover. Or he's pre-switching with Cat, all of those things. You have to watch the game to watch Rudy if you're gonna understand his impact. And all these NBA players, Kenyon Martin and Gilbert Arenas, whoever is on those shows, or Rajon Rondo, whoever you're saying, I'm 99% confident they aren't watching the game that in depth because not many people do. That doesn't take away from their basketball knowledge. They understand the game. Right. And if they were watching the game in that regard, they would understand what's going on because they are very smart basketball minds. But most people aren't watching the game in that regard because it's the playoffs. You want to watch the game for the entertainment. That's what it is. And they want to watch the game for the entertainment. And it's the most key thing. The most key things you're going to see is who's guarding on the ball, who's scoring, who has the ball in their hands, all of those things. You're not going to pay attention to Duncan Robinson coming off curl screens that's drawing two defenders when he doesn't touch the ball and get a shot off. Like, you're not going to pay attention to that because most people don't. That's my opinion on it, on why guys are saying certain things about Rudy.
Can I just ask you real quick, because I know we got to move on. How do y'all watch basketball? When y'all watching the game, y'all turn the game on, how are y'all watching the game? Are y'all just watching the ball?
No.
I'm genuinely I'm asking y'all, how do y'all watch the game?
It's like for me, it's a mix, like, because like Mark said, when it's playoff basketball, the entertainment part is what's your like kind of your first like point of view. But if like there's a like say for example there's a run going on, like the Nuggets, the Timberwolves 20-point comeback on the Nuggets, I'm watching play by play how they're getting to their spots, how like when they were getting out in transition, right, trapping at half court, just the little things, right. I was like, if Mike Conley's playing up and then Ant comes out of the cut, gets a steal, or Jokic has the ball in the post, right? And he's being the person that's guarding him is Cat. And then Ant comes from weak side, gets a steal. Like, I'm watching all of those things because in my head, I'm like, okay, this is how they're getting the momentum to realize, okay, we can come back from being down 20. Or we feel, you know, when you feel a run coming on, it's the best feeling for me sometimes is like when a team is going on a run and I can almost predict the timeout, right? Or like moments where, you know, there needs to be a break and we need to go over here and regroup. So that's kind of how it depends on the playoff matchup itself and if runs are involved. Like that's how it's
to answer your question, Damo. I mean, clearly, as y'all can see, by the way, I analyze Luka Dončić. I don't watch basketball, so there's that. I clearly just don't watch the games. But I will say this: if you think that Rudy Gobert being an off-ball helper or whatever is not impactful, then you've clearly just never been on the court with the athletic 7-footer, because it doesn't matter what you think. This dude is moving, and if you think that it's easy to score on this 7'3" athletic guy, then it's I don't know.
And on top of that, what we've been dealing with lately by the way, what we've been dealing with lately, him getting cooked. Like, who did he get cooked by, if I'm not mistaken? Previous to this, this series, like, who did he get cooked by previous to this series?
Jokic.
Who was he going up against? I'm sorry, Ron. What's the story with Jokic?
The three-time MVP, current MVP, former champion.
I mean, the frauds, if you let some people tell it.
Right, and then we move over to this series where he gets switched on, and he's one-on-one with the leading scorer in the NBA. He's not a good scorer. He's leading the league in scoring, who shoots a fall-away 30-footer and hits it on him, which, by the way, was his only bucket of the quarter. That was it. That was his only bucket of the quarter. But if we let y'all tell it, Rudy can't cover anybody because he's getting torched by the league-leading scorer and the best player on the planet. I'm good. I'm straight.
Chill. We also got to acknowledge a lot of the hate. Swiper, y'all forgot one thing. A lot of the hate was that year where Terrence Mann cooked them too. Remember that?
Which, by the way,
that goes back to the point that people don't like. That goes back to the point that people don't know what they're seeing. Because if you're gonna watch that game and say Terrence Mann cooked Rudy, respectfully, you're not watching the game. Clearly. Your eyes don't work. Because there's no way you're blaming Rudy for that. But guess what? NBA players who watched the game one time and then went on TV and started talking, oh, Rudy got cooked. I'm not saying they don't know the game, but I am 1000% convinced they aren't watching the game multiple times and only watching Rudy on defense.
But we do the same thing the other way too. I think that we do the same thing. We did it with Durant when we having the Durant-LeBron conversations. We did it with, and again, this is just me. I think AD is a really good defender. I think people overrate him in some ways because there's some things that he doesn't do as well as other defenders. It doesn't mean he's not a great defender. But I think there are things that our eyes naturally lean into. Oh, and Tatum or Luka for some people, AD versus Rudy or whatever. But there are even the Durant LeBron thing, like, well, Durant's a better this and this. Like, even to this day, you got people that say, like, in a playoff setting, I would much rather have Kevin Durant closing the game with the ball in his hand over LeBron. But that's just because of the way they're watching the game and the way Durant shoots the ball. But like, it's just little things that I think you actually have to dive into the nuances of the game, what's happening, how they're being communicated, what's happening over the course of a game that leading to momentum or whatever, all that stuff, like ball control, everything. And I just think for Rudy in particular, there's like been a parsing that's happening with him that either you are really keyed into what things are happening defensively at a high level, or else you don't really see his value at all because he's not blocking shots. And even for you, like when I hear people like even in the conversation that was happening the other day, you know, when they say that guards are altering shots because they're defending at 94 feet, which is true. But if you watch Rudy and you're telling me that the offense isn't literally like running a U pattern, they're literally running a U pattern on offense because the paint gravity of Rudy by itself is keeping you from entering his vicinity at all. And like, that's a part of value. But anyway, it just
didn't Ben Simmons drop 50 with that nigga in the paint? I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I mean, listen, I get it. But listen, don't get me wrong. But Get Biombo definitely had a cool playoff run. I definitely, you know, see some of the value. But yeah, Ben Simmons, who don't do anything but lay the ball up. He was in that U all day.
4 years ago.
When was this? 2021?
Come on, man.
Rudy's not a
Didn't he win a DPO then?
But he's not a perfect.
A great defender then?
Absolutely, and I've seen great defenders get and
is Embiid a great defender? Because I've seen like plenty of people key off on the.
What are you talking about, Damo? I've seen it.
But I'm not for what it's worth. For the people who don't like Rudy, it does sound like we're saying there's no flaws in Rudy's defensive game,
which is not true. That's not true.
And I can understand that viewpoint. If I was someone who feels Rudy's a bum, and everything we've said for the last 20 minutes, it sounds like we're just saying Rudy has no flaws.
No,
I understand that. No. So I wanna say it now.
The opposite of the and conversation.
Rudy,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Rudy is a flawed defensive player.
I'm speaking for the Rudy.
Rudy is a flawed defensive player. He is far from perfect. A couple months ago, I said the reasons why I think AD is a better defender than Rudy. A lot of it comes due to the fact of scheme versatility in the postseason. And I understand if you're able to get Rudy away from the rim, even though he's improved, you take away his biggest asset of defensive value, and he's not as laterally quick as AD, and he can't move his feet as well. He can't switch like AD can. He can't do things that Rudy can do. I understand that. I think he is a flawed defensive player, but I think it is insane to say Rudy Gobert has not been, if not the most, one of the 3 most impactful regular season defenders we've had in the last 10 years. It is insane to say that. And if you say he doesn't deserve his defensive player of the years because of what happens in the playoffs, then what are we talking about with these awards? They're clearly regular season awards. They've always been regular season awards. I understand concerns about him in the postseason. I think they are overblown because of how poor that Utah perimeter defense was. And I think he's actually been solid in Minnesota, especially on the perimeter. He's improved, but he is still not great out there. And you shouldn't trust him out there consistently on an island because he is flawed. But to take away from his regular season defensive impact because of that is stupid.
I gotta keep it pushing on these super chats, y'all. We'll circle back into it. It's super chats that pertain to Rudy, so we'll continue this conversation. But Dominique Thompson, he's been a member for 7 months. He said y'all been wrong about a lot. Ron said we was mid. Ox be hating early. Early glaze Anthony Edwards something crazy.
What's that? What's the? I didn't understand.
He's talking about the Mavs guy. I think
he's a Mavs fan.
Hey, for what it's worth, I'm one of the only people that took the Mavericks. Irregular said Grilltown had the Chihuahua of Beverly Hills smoking the Mavs. Luka and Kyrie are like that. Wolves can't blitz these dudes.
I was wrong. 100% I was. Yes, I was. I was wrong.
Who's the Chihuahua of Beverly Hills? Is he talking about Ant or is he talking about Cat? He's talking about Rudy? Who's he talking about?
He's saying pick one.
Oh, pick one. Got to be Cat.
SMN RNDM said I'm a Mavs fan, but I think it is important to show respect to players. What TNT did to Rudy after game 2 is disgraceful. It's like they are the Rudy hate club up there. Also, it wasn't his fault at the end of game 2. Why is he there?
I'm putting that on him, in my opinion. He shouldn't have been switched on him in the first place.
No, he should not.
But like I said to Ox, you gotta play the drive. Like you have to force him to drive. You don't give up a 3 in that situation. He played him straight up. That's bad defense, and I'm gonna stay consistent on that. That's poor defense. He did what he should have done the possession before. He just went away from it.
You're right, Mars, but also too, I just want to put this out there because we've been talking about this play for a lot. The same thing Chill said about Jokic frying everybody else. He would have did the same to Jaden McDaniels. He would have did the same to Anthony Edwards. He would have did the same to Karl Anthony Towns. He would have did the same to Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He would have did the same to Kevin Garnett. He would have did the same to. It don't matter.
Oh yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right about that, Ron. I do think Jaden McDaniels recovers a little better than Rudy, like to close out on that shot. If you don't, my thing about it is when you're such a good shooter, if you're not blocked, and I tell this to kids all the time. If somebody's closing out on you and you can get that shot off unimpeded, if they can't block your shot, you're open. You know what I mean? You know where the rim is, you're shooting the ball. It doesn't matter. So a closeout isn't all that big a deal. You know what I'm saying? Shoot the ball with the same way every time with the same confidence. If you can't touch the ball, you can't touch my body, I'm open. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I think you're right about that, Ron. My thing is this though. I hate when you're down 2 and you shoot a 3. I'm thinking that he's gonna try to get like some contact in the middle, a little push shot or something like that. That shot was just an incredible shot. I'm still putting it on Jaden McDaniels though, Mars. I'm putting it on Jaden McDaniels because the screen, what you see that so much in NBA where you see the screen there, so you just automatically switch. The screen hasn't really made contact and really screened you. On top of that, we talked about this before too, where it's like, why are you allowing me to get screened? If you're my big man, put a body on the screener. Push him off the line of where I'm at. There was a lot of things on that play that could have went different. That was just a hell of a shot from Luka Dončić, though. Ultimately, that's what it is. It's just a hell of a shot from Luka Dončić. I think Rudy did the best he could in that situation. I also think Rudy's probably a little too slow to try to actually stay in front of Luka, if he's trying to get to another spot on the court. But I think I know Rudy. I know Rudy's gonna get cooked for that because he's the DPOY. But I think he did it. That was a hell of a job on the defensive end. He moved his feet. He tried to recover. He got a hand up. Man, that's just Luka Dončić on the offensive end, man. You can't do nothing, man.
Big Ox, right quick. I think I got something that's gonna get you cooked.
Ron, I don't know what you're doing. I've been seeing some crazy things lately. What's going on here?
This is nothing that nobody else said but yourself. Are you planning on cutting your hair?
Why would I cut my hair?
Apparently, you must have said something that
well, big
if Dallas win or something.
Wait, we gotta make sure that you stand on all 10.
What is that?
Hey, somebody just sent this to me. Y'all, just look.
I'll go bald like Swiper.
If the Mavs beat the Wolves, I'll cut my hair. I'll go bald.
I'll go bald like Swiper.
Big Ox, was your account hacked? What's going on here?
I never said those things. Bro.
Oh, that's crazy. Like,
so this is AI? This is AI?
No, it's not AI. I don't think it's AI. But people got I got a couple.
What's
actually
going on with y'all in this AI stuff?
I don't think it was AI. I just think I got hacked, man. I'm telling you, something's going on.
That's crazy. Ox don't keep his word.
I wouldn't even do that. The way Kyrie Irving was playing at the series in the Luka Dončić scoring ability, I would never put my hair on the line.
Crazy. First you didn't.
But let me say this. Let's say Morris. I said if we get swept by, you know that's not what happened.
Man, right there you said if the Mavs beat the Wolves, but here we are.
I did not say that. But if I did say that, you think I'm respecting chat bets?
Yo, chat. Basically, he's saying he don't respect y'all, chat.
I got more sense than that. Hey, Swiper, I would never say that. Go bald like Swiper. Come on, that sounds like a shot at my man's. Come on.
I don't mind being bald. It's easy, cheap for me.
Ain't nothing wrong with being bald. I don't think so, but I'm not going bald. See this hair? I've been growing this shit for too long.
That's the man weave, Ox.
You can't trust Ox, man. He unreliable, man.
I'm trustworthy.
Clearly not.
Super chat from Flick, y'all. Flick said, been watching since the old heads versus new generation panel days and finally joined. Shout out to Flick for joining and becoming a member. He said, dub host, dub old heads, dub, L Mars. Do y'all think people have been too hard on Rudy's defense this series?
I don't really think that's been a big talking point this series. Like, I feel like it started off, but at some point, bro, they getting cooked because Ant and Cat suck. And I think people have been acknowledging that for the most part. Like they have been bad. If they were playing better and then Rudy was just getting cooked everywhere, cool. But you look at Ant and you look at Cat putting up tour dates. Like, I mean, the fact that they're even in the game, it's been a blessing.
Going into
Rudy should get cooked more than his defense. I don't know. I'm sorry. His offense is so bad.
Did you see him last night get the ball on the block and then Luka slapped it away and then looked at their bench like y'all really running old for him?
That's what I'm saying. That's what his offense is egregious. And I don't know why. I understand he's got 4 defensive player of the years and he's never got an offensive accolade worth anything. I understand that. But his offense is so clearly the bigger issue. That's why I don't hold Rudy in as high regard as like the other people who view him as good defensively as I do. Because offensively, he's a clear negative. Like, he doesn't bring the only positive value he brings on the court is screening occasionally when teams actually respect his role. And offensive rebounds. And he does draw fouls, but that's because you wouldn't trust him to make free throws. Other than that, rebounds is the big negative. I agree. Offensive rebounds, and then teams will foul him and he'll probably split the free throws. Everything else is just straight negative. He has no touch around the rim. He gets stripped all the time. He can't post up. He's one of the most uncoordinated bigs in the NBA. Offensively is where the problems are. Defensively, he has flaws, but he's not the issue of their defense. Far from it. He is a major issue of their offense.
My only thing with Rudy is, for as bad as y'all talk about him, clearly somebody values him, and they value him pretty damn highly. He's gotten paid more than 99.9% of all NBA players with that crazy contract he got right now. Hold on, Damo. The trade that he just got, clearly the Wolves valued him that high to put up all those picks
and it worked.
Players and stuff,
and it worked.
And it worked. So I'm
saying, in the conference finals.
Y'all can say what y'all want about Rudy, but Rudy's value and his impact is clearly felt, and it's reciprocated by
the most important player on that team. If their ceiling reds were playing better, we wouldn't have a conversation. So there you go.
Are bad at their job. That's all I'm hearing. If they willing to pay him that much money, they're bad at their job. I mean, it's very evident. There's a lot of people in the NBA bad at their job. I mean,
and Minnesota's not one of those people. And Minnesota has not been one of those people. No, they haven't been. Damo, that's just not true. They've done a great job. Well, that's specifically who we're talking about, though.
Well, we know it's insinuating.
They traded for Rudy Gobert, right? They traded for Rudy Gobert. Not only did they trade for Rudy Gobert, they drafted Anthony Edwards. right? So they made the right moves. So they aren't bad at their job up in Minnesota. I can't say that from years past because they did do some bonehead things. But as of recently, they've been damn good at their job. 100% they have.
You guys do know if Rudy became a free agent, it will be a sweepstakes for Rudy, right?
Sweepstakes is crazy.
Oh, every team in the NBA is offering him top dollar. Every team.
Teams want Rudy, but like you have to factor in the fact that offensively,
you're not going to get much.
So
he's got to go.
We said this.
You can't hide him on offense. You can't hide him on offense.
We said this in February when that man right there, Chill, said he should get more offensive touches because it's nothing I explained to him. Rudy cannot be used that way. He has no touch, no coordination, no finishing ability, no jump shot. He barely got a push shot. It is.
That's not.
What do you mean it's not true? Are you
if he doesn't have any touch, if he doesn't have any finish ability, then why does he shoot as high as he does?
Because he gets done.
And that's the point, Mars.
But that's not touch. That's not touch.
I mean, he gets layups.
And can't throw a lob. And Ant can't throw a lob. So
right.
And that's why I said you have to contract the roster around him, right?
Right.
But if Ant have the ball in his hands, yeah, Mike Conley can. But guess what? In the playoffs, you're going to put the ball in your best player's hands. Ant's going to have the ball in his hands more, which means Rudy's going to get less touches. And sorry, the man's shooting 46% on layups in the playoffs. He can't make layups. He can't.
But Mars,
he's 7-1, 46% on layups. What are we gonna do with that?
But Mars, this is the thing though.
Open your eyes.
If you know, there's an Italian economist by the name of Vilfredo Pareto.
Okay.
That's over 100 years ago. He discovered the 80-20 rule. Okay. So the 80-20 rule, I'm sure you know this already, Mars. That 20% of what you do is going to give you 80% of your production. Right? So that 20% from Rudy, offensive rebounding, blocking, being a weak side defender, that's 80% of the production right there. So he doesn't have to have that other 80% everybody else has, the tween, the post up dream shakes and all that. You know what I mean? What he's doing is giving his team 80% of their production on the defensive end of the court. And the other 80 it's also adverse the other way. So the 80% of this time is giving them the 20, the bad part too. You know what I'm saying? So Rudy's doing his job. That's just the laws of the 80-20 rule.
Yeah, Rudy is.
You're gonna have to live with that.
Yeah, Rudy is. Like I'm someone who defends Rudy solely because of his defense. Nothing to do with his offense. I defend Rudy. I understand the value he has, and I understand it's 95% of what he brings on defense. But we have to acknowledge if you're gonna build a roster, and the Wolves have done their best to do it. They got Cat, who's meant to be the best shooting big, self-proclaimed, and he can't make a three right now. And then you got Ant, who's meant to be one of the most dynamic guards in the league, which he is. Mike Conley, traditional point guard, all of those things. Jaylen McDaniels, they've built the roster the best way they see they can. But Rudy's offense is still a major thing that it's a hard obstacle to overcome. How bad he is on offense, it's a hard obstacle. Like it's like having Ben Wallace out there on offense. Like it's hard to overcome that in this era too. Like they're just gonna ignore him and he can't do anything. So,
Bob,
I don't know how much value that really provides if you can't do anything.
How much did you smoke this morning, bro? Well, the 80-20.
I ain't smoked this morning.
The 80-20 rule is based off of 80% of outcomes being affected by 20% of causes. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
The 80-20, that's what I said. 20% of what you do is going to give you 80% of your production, Doug.
No,
yes,
20.
The 80-20 rule is based on relationships, actually.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
That's a different one.
He's talking about Tyler Perry movie. I ain't even talking about why did I get married.
Hold on. It's a business. It's a business.
The 80-20 rule I know is 20% of your workers do like 80% of the work.
No. 80% of your 80% of your production is based off of 20%.
Nah, y'all, the 80-20 rule is really
of life, bro. It's in all aspects of life. You can contribute to 80-20. You can contribute the 80-20 rule to more than just business. It comes in more forms than that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all right, so there's two things, right? Two things is what Chill was alluding to, is based off of relationships. Why are we gonna sit here and
not based on relationships, Dub?
Based off of anything in life. You are fulfilled 80% of your life but then there's going to be a 20% that probably isn't fulfillment, right? No one's going to be 100%. That's the 80-20 affects relationships or whatever you want to compare to. So the whole basis of that is don't risk anything when you're already 80% fulfilled just for the 20% that something else is going to give you, right? Then the business model is a business model that 80% of your production is based off of 20% of causes. Like, I'm sorry, Bob. Like, that's just what it is. I don't know what the hell you're talking about with that.
Dub, but you just don't know. Read the book again. I read the book. You know what I'm saying? More than
Man,
once.
80-20, 70-30, 50-50. Baguette Biombo is still Baguette Biombo. That's where this all is coming from. Like, Jesus Christ.
Baguette gonna beget.
We gonna do all this.
But Dub, that's Dub. I think we're saying the same thing, Dub. I think
maybe it's different words. Right. And that's fine with me. I'll admit to that. I want to talk about because I've seen some things up this morning, right? We're gonna talk about Chilltown. You asked a question earlier, and they kind of wrote you off, and it pissed me off when I heard it. You talked about Ant-Man and maybe rethinking your process of Ant-Man, who he is after this series, right? You absolutely can and should do that. If you thought that somebody was something, and you're actually seeing him against a good defense now, not being able to perform what we thought. Yeah, you need to reevaluate that thought process of who he is as a player and be like, you know what? Maybe he wasn't there yet. Maybe he isn't this guy that we thought. And it's absolutely fine. You've seen him go up against a competent defense right now. And what's going on right now? He is struggling immensely. He is worried. And I got pissed that Derek Lively got out the game. I thought they were about to lose that game last night. His impact is just so great. As soon as he left the game, as a rookie, man, it's crazy. As soon as he got out the game, I see them testing Daniel Gafford. I see Ant-Man putting nuts in his face. I seen everyone just not worried about the paint. But when Derek Lively was there, it's definitely a shift defensively and even offensively. The passes that he can make from that pick and roll actions, they were feeding off of that. Now Gafford is in. He's traveling. He can't make reads and passes and everything. The impact of Derek Lively is just, I'm not going to lie, it's insurmountable. But to talk about Ant-Man again, Chilltown, you're absolutely right. Ant-Man was on a level that maybe people put him too high, and now we need to reevaluate him where he's not there yet. And that's okay.
Damo, what's the quarterback's name that just got drafted? He was with the Houston Texans last season.
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud.
Stroud, that's him. That's him. So CJ Stroud, let's say he's in year 3 and they end up marching through the playoffs, right? And they end up, I say they win 12 games. They get to the playoffs. They get to the AFC Championship. Previous to the AFC Championship in the divisional round, he ends up lighting these guys up. But we get to the AFC Championship and he's garbage. He's straight garbage. Do we look at CJ Stroud and go, yo, now CJ Stroud is garbage? Or do we say CJ Stroud just ain't there yet?
If it depends on how you're rating CJ Stroud as 17 game sample size. If in the regular season he wasn't worthy of a first team or second team All Pro team,
right?
Next thing you know, I'm hearing he's in conversation with Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. Then I'm gonna feel some type of way. Because I'm gonna tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, he wasn't in that combo. But because of a great divisional round and because he got into the second round, did what he needed to do, whatever, the wild card in the divisional round, then yeah, I'm gonna feel some type of way. He should have never been in conversation in the first place. But CJ was never put in Mahomes conversations or
no one's in Mahomes conversations.
No one was throwing him.
Nobody is.
But with Ant, and I'm so adamant on this because Chill, I went into the season with him on a certain level. I went into the season saying, hey, this might be the year Ant's a top 3 shooting guard. This will be the year Ant shows that he's this, that, and the third. So all year I've had Ant at this certain level. I watch people go from I'm bugging this offseason by saying the past offseason I was bugging. It was too soon. To, oh, well, hey, Minnesota's looking nice. Maybe. To, oh, no, he's Jordan. Like the jump from, oh, man, maybe Ant is like, Ant's pretty good. To, yo, he's Jordan. That's Jordan's son. Let's do the face mesh. That's really Jordan. That's where it gets crazy. So, Dub, I disagree. You can praise players, and I've done this. Y'all know the Halaban tear I was on. I came on this very platform. I was like, you know what? Maybe, over the course of the season, there was a portion where, I probably did overstep boundaries with comparing how reevaluated. That's fine, but I still feel like I ever put him on a pedestal that was way too high. I never said that the guy was, hey, man, I'm not going to lie, all-time point guards. I mean, hey,
But
Chris Paul, Halliburton, who's higher? Like I wasn't doing that.
The point is reevaluation. Chilltown was saying all about reevaluating on who he is. Now, Chilltown, I don't think he put him on a crazy level, right? But Chilltown's like, yo, Ant-Man's not who I thought he was. Similar to the epiphany you had with Tyrese Halliburton, where even me, like I thought he was on the level 2. But then I'm still blaming the injury. I still think he's hurt. But he really wasn't there yet. So now I got to reevaluate and pump the brakes. That's all Chilltown's asking. And a series like this, and that what makes great players great? What makes them some of the best players in the league?
Adversity.
Adversity and your ability to handle great defenses. Ant-Man's not doing that. And he's not on this level. He's not on this level that maybe we were going to push him or Chilltown, but he's just not there yet. And it's fine. Just reevaluation. That's all. But Luka is succeeding where Jokic has not. Luka is succeeding where Jokic was getting cooked. Luka is succeeding against his all-time defense where Jokic could not. Luka's doing this on a one leg. Yeah, Luka, and this is why he's better than your king that you praise. This is why he's better than your king. This is why he's better than the man that you want to suck off every day. I hear you talk about him all day and all night. I'm tired of this. This man, Luka, is here. Luka Dončić is cooking this defense that's been able to contain a generational offensive player in Jokic, but they cannot contain him, baby. They cannot. Yes, they have. What, you gonna lie to me? You gonna lie to my face?
32, 8, and 8 in the series. I think 32, 8.7, 8.7. I think
you said Luka.
Yeah, 32.7, 8.8.
I said contain Jokic.
I know, but Jokic, I think, averaged 29, 11, and 8 in that series and shot 52% from the field. So I mean, I don't know.
What was his true shooting? What was his true shooting?
Field goal percentage.
What was his? That was field goal percentage, right? That was field goal percentage, right?
I remember.
This is the excuses they give. All this BS that people talk about, his players missing open shots. You want to know who missed the most open shots? It was Jokic. You want to know who shot worst percentage with open shots? It was Jokic. So I want to hear this nonsense. Jokic, Luka Dončić, and Luka Dončić, what he's doing right now. Listen, we're talking about Luka and Jokic. Luka's succeeding where Jokic could not. Luka's cooking where Jokic could not at that level.
Didn't Jokic have a 40-13-7 game with no turnovers in game 5?
How many games? How many? Consistently?
He had a 35.
This man Luka's consistently cooking this defense. There hasn't been one bad game. There has been one. Jokic has had plenty of bad games.
No, there's no way you're doing this.
I'll let you get
what you mean? What you mean?
This is going on, Damo. This is happening right now.
What do you mean no way we're doing this?
There's no way you come on the show talking about, hey, man, we got to just, it's okay reevaluating. That's what we should do. We put guys on the pedestal, and we should be able to bring them down. There's no way you talk all that shit and then come up here and proceed to just build up Luka so you can just tear him down later.
That's what he's doing. It's a see. I'm even consistent with that. You're reevaluating it now because you're seeing against an all-time defense. What is this man doing that Jokic could not? And y'all don't even talk about how bad he was defensively too. Luka's making key defensive plays.
You just come up here,
you liar.
Say, yo, Luka is great. Luka's doing fine. The Mavericks are great. Why the hell do you need to bring up Jokic?
Because Luka's better. Because y'all don't think Luka. Because y'all don't think Luka's better. Because y'all don't think Luka's better. Because it matters to me. Whatever matters to me is matters to me. I can say whatever I want, sir. Look at you. Take your glasses off. I want to see your eyes. Take your glasses off. I want to see your eyes. No, he's not like Luka. What the hell are you talking about? Game 7, he was terrible. Game 7, what? Game 2, he was terrible.
Yeah, you mean
game 6? They got blown out.
7 or 2. Which game?
7 and 2.
He had 34, 19, and 7 in game.
What was the field goal percentages? What was the shooting splits? Hey, look at this guy. Look at this guy. He just want to talk about him. He just want to talk about him. Just keep shooting and everything. This man.
We're alternating between true shooting and field goal percentage.
Yo, what's it called? Swiper love bringing up percentages that he don't want. He hates just going off of 30. He hates just going off of 32. All of a sudden for Jokic, he just had 34 and it was still good.
Was off the top of my head.
This man, you just love glazing him, man. You love glazing that big man. I can tell. Hell yeah, because it's people like him. Because it's people like him. It's people like him. So Luka Dončić, there's not been one bad game from him. He is setting up
in the playoffs.
No,
against the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves. What are you talking about? Y'all say all this crap. Oh, Jokic creating offense. This man, Luka's even creating offense, not for himself, but for everyone else. Them Gafford and Lively.
You don't think Joker created offense for his teammates?
Not like Luka. Not like Luka at all. Not like Luka.
Shots.
He was missing shots. See, I hate that. You don't even know the stats. Look at the percentages on open and wide open looks.
No, stop.
No, I have the stats, sir.
In the conversation. Okay, what stats you have in front of you? You literally just said Luka is creating offense unlike Jokic. I say, wait, so his teammates, they were just missing shots. He was still creating offense. Jokic was just missing. No. But he was missing. What is that?
Because you want to know why? You want to know why? I'm gonna tell you. The open and wide open shots that you guys say they're missing, his players weren't missing their open and wide open shots like that. The main one was Jamal Murray on wide open looks, but open looks he was still hitting. The reason I'm gonna tell you. Yo. Damo, I need you to listen for a second, buddy. I need you to listen for a second. I'm giving you the information right now. On his open and wide open looks, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad for the majority of people. Jokic's was bad, which is why when the stat shows you that their open and wide open looks were so bad, it's because of him plummeting that shit. The thing is, he couldn't generate enough open looks. What the fuck you mean that don't make any sense?
Well, Dub, if I can respond, because you're very emotional right now. You're saying wide open looks. I'm saying Jokic had, I think, 10 3-pointers in game 7, which is cool. I think 6 of them were wide open. I think the issue is that you're presenting is Jamal Murray averaged 18 a game in that series and shot 20% from 3, I believe. And I think MPJ averaged 10 points a game in that series on 32% from 3. And KCP, MPJ, and Jamal were clanking open threes when it mattered most, including in game 3.
I'm going to tell you why, Swiper. I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah.
Because their open and wide open looks was fine. Besides Jamal Murray on wide open looks, I know that one was bad. Other than that, everyone else was fine. The thing is, y'all talked about, and Mars said this before, they got 30 or like 32 wide open or wide open looks, right? That's around the league average that everyone else is getting. That's around the league average that everyone else is getting in the postseason. And I double checked the stats. On wide open and open looks, usually guys on wide open is like 16. Usually on open looks is like 18. And that's for everyone. That's for everyone. They're not getting the a crazy amount that no one else is getting. The people that gets the most wide open looks is the Pacers right now. And I think the OKC Thunder was too. Everyone else, Luka, the Dallas Mavericks, Minnesota Timberwolves, they're all generally the same. They all get generally the same amount of open and wide open looks.
From 3-point
I'm going to finish, man.
I'm gonna finish. So you did start off the conversation saying
this whole Jokic creating so much offense. How is he creating so much if it's around the same as everyone else around him? That don't make any sense. Luka Dončić,
Jokic is creating the same amount of offense as everyone else around him. I just want to hear what you're
that's what the numbers say, Mr. Numbers guy. You love numbers, right?
So Jokic is creating the same amount of offense that Jamal Murray is creating
as the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Nuggets are generating the same amount of open looks as the Minnesota Timberwolves.
That's not what creating offense means.
That's the stats y'all fucking use. That's the stats y'all use.
Okay. So in the playoffs, of the players who played substantial minutes, for the Nuggets, you've got Justin Holiday was 45% on wide open threes. Aaron Gordon was 43.5%, but that was by design. He took 2 a game. MPJ was 36%. That's not very good. Reggie Jackson was 36%. That's not very good. Jamal Murray was 35.5%. That's not very good. KCP was 33%. Peyton Watson only took 1 a game, 30%, but that's by design. Christian Brown was 25%, and Jokic is at the bottom of on the team at 23.8%, taking 2 a game. That's wide open threes.
Mars, I gotta say though, 36% is not bad though. You said it's not very good.
On wide open.
Yo, I'm gonna say
it's not great. It's
average to me. It's around average for me.
It's not up to you. Okay, fine. It's slightly below average, but we'll just say it's average. So they had Justin Holiday was good. Aaron Gordon was being left open by design and made them.
And Jokic was 23 and plummeted
23.8%.
And he took the most, right?
He took 1.8. It's not the most, but he had the lowest percentage. And then open threes, MPJ, 48%. Elite. Reggie Jackson, 37.5%. mediocre.
Average.
We'll say mediocre. Jamal Murray, 33%. Aaron Gordon, 33%, but very low volume because most of his threes were just wide open. Jokic, 31%. KCP, 25%. Justin Holiday, 14%. And then everyone else was 0% low volume. They didn't shoot well. They didn't shoot well. It was like you could argue everyone was slightly below average and Jokic shot poorly. We understand Jokic shot poorly from 3, 1000%. But the team didn't shoot well. Like they just didn't.
You're talking about just from open threes, not open shots.
Open and wide open. Open shots. I mean, everyone else wasn't taking open. Middies.
And how were those shots?
Jamal
Murray
was 50% on open middies. And KCP was 69% on his open middies.
Wow.
PJ 56%. And then wide open middies.
I don't understand the point of this though.
That's what I'm saying. Like how
and then wide open middies, they never shot any. Everyone was just 0% all over the court.
And how are these guys getting open on these wide open shots? Like
it's dribble handoffs. The middies are the dribble handoffs. The middies are the dribble handoffs. The open threes is a combination of Jamal Murray.
It's really off a screen that you're getting that off of screen from.
But the Nuggets didn't shoot well on wide open or open threes, excluding Jokic. Jokic shot the poorest on wide open.
And you know who else? Hey, Mars, you know who else is not shooting well?
Who?
The Dallas Mavericks teammates. And what's Luka Dončić and Kyrie doing? Fucking cooking up a storm. Oh my God, you love to see it, man. That's why if you can't sit here and watch this series and be like, you know what? Between Luka and Jokic, the conversation's right there, or you want to say Luka Dončić is better. I don't see how you can't look at this series right now and be like, you know what? This guy's really on this level. I don't know how you can't sit here and do that.
Wide open threes for Dallas in the postseason. Maxi Kleber got hurt, but he was at
against Minnesota, Mars.
Oh, okay, so 3 games sample size. Okay, no man. Let me minimize the sample size from the playoffs to the conference.
We're strictly talking about the West Finals, and I wonder if we can happen this.
West Finals they're not shooting well. Luke is at 25% on wide open threes, by the way. So he's bringing down the percentages too, based on the same. But. And then on open threes, I mean, they barely get any open threes. The only people even shooting them is Kyrie, Luka, and Jaden Hardy. And Kyrie's at 43%, Luka's at 46%, and Jaden Hardy hasn't missed an open three.
And I bet you those open threes are in transition, Miles. I bet they ain't in the half court.
But I mean, I don't know. But I don't know why we're doing a 3-game sample size. But I mean, if we wanted to do that for the sake,
we're comparing what these guys are doing against the elite of the elite defense in the Minnesota Timberwolves, and this guy in Luka has really answered this call and really just performed freaking crazy, you know, both playmaking and scoring the ball. Jaden McDaniel cannot do anything against him. Rudy Gobert's getting cooked in these actions with the pick and roll 2-man game with him and Lively or Gafford, right? And even then, at times, not a lot. At times, Luke is still being able to swing the rock to the open man. But even when they start blitzing him, they do this action where they hit it to Lively, which then gets to another open man, which messes up the defense. They're just playing extremely well, and Luke has been doing a phenomenal job. All I'm saying is, for y'all to sit here and just dismiss this series as if this cannot be a series to talk about, oh, Luka being on the same level of Jokic.
But who did that?
No, was the logic on?
But you came in the room pushing back against Joker. No one was even.
Well, that's
Luka wasn't playing great this series.
That's first of all. Number two, I want to know, Dub, was this the same energy when we were talking about Luka in the first round against the Clippers? Was this the same energy when we were talking about Luka last series against Oklahoma City when he was going in and out of the game because of the injury? Were we talking about him like this?
No.
Yeah.
Well, no, you weren't. No, you were not.
Well, I wasn't talking about.
No, then you haven't reevaluated.
Yeah,
you
haven't.
What do you mean?
He wasn't playing
because you always thought Luka
wasn't even playing as a top 4.
I'm saying for y'all to reevaluate. I always felt this way, right?
But it's the same way.
I playing up to that level.
Luka hasn't shown me anything that I'm like, I didn't know Luka was maybe the best pick and roll ball handler in the league.
Right.
He's destroying them in pick and roll because Luka is the best pick and roll player in the NBA. I knew that already. Like, that doesn't change anything for me. If Luka was doing stuff I hadn't seen him do before in the pick and roll, maybe. But like I said, this is the worst Luka's performed offensively in the postseason, albeit because I think he's been hurt, and I still think he's hurt. This hasn't elevated him to a level of, I didn't know Luka was this. I knew Luka was this good offensively.
But the thing
4 months ago,
Mars. Well, the thing that's fine, right? The thing is, seeing it in action is important. So we could talk about all these guys all we want. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for an example, right? We can see how good they are in the regular season all we want, but seeing it in action, seeing it in effect, and seeing it against good defenses matters. This is why Shai.
But your point doesn't make any sense because Luka prior to this series averaging 27, 9.7, 9.1, shooting 42% from the field and 30% from three. So his progression is shooting up in this series, but he's shooting above what he's been doing throughout the entire playoff on a 12-game sample size as opposed to a 3. So that's what I'm saying. Like when you came in here with this energy, I think your thing, you wanted to get off on taking an agenda against Joker, which I'm good with, but I think you also take into account what he was doing prior to this when he wasn't playing up.
When he was hurt. See, that's the thing.
Well, he's still hurt.
That's the thing. When somebody is hurt and they're going up against defenses that are catered to them, and this is why he's just been so great to me. Luka, while being hurt, going against defenses that are catered against him, like the Clippers, like the OKC Thunder, and still having that ability to generate so many.
But the Timberwolves defense was catered towards Jokic, though.
It's you saying that they're not catered towards Luka as well? They have wing defenders.
Not in the same way.
See, no, they're more favored for the Nuggets.
Right.
But the Timberwolves are a defense that can't stop Luka.
Well, there's not really a defense that
there is not. Yeah. Theoretically speaking, that is a defense that can match up to him. That's a defense where they have a rim protection.
The way they're guarding Jokic and the way they're guarding is different. They're a big and a guard. The matchups are different. I understand Luka's cooking this elite defense, and I'm not taking anything away from him. But it is coming in a different way. It's similar to like we've had the discussion before where we just say this guy played against an elite defense, so therefore if he plays well, it's great. But they're an elite defense because their interior defense is great and he's a perimeter player, like the 2022 Boston Celtics. Like Steph Curry cooked an elite defense, but we can understand there was a defense that wasn't really prepared to stop what.
But this Timberwolves defense,
and I agree. Luka is like this is a defense that theoretically could stop Luka, although I would argue OKC had better personnel to guard Luka than Minnesota does because of the strength aspect. Jaden McDaniels is a wiry defender, but he's not strong enough to stay with Luka. He's just not. So I think OKC is a better test for Luka's like his individual offense. OKC is more of a test for his game than Minnesota is, and vice versa. If Jokic went against OKC, what he would do to them would be disgraceful because they're not a matchup for him. But Minnesota are a better matchup for him. The postseason is all about matchups. Minnesota is more favorable for Luka than it is for Jokic, and OKC is more favorable for Jokic than it is for Luka.
And that's fine. But they're both deep. But the Timberwolves defense is a defense that can match up to
the course of the playoffs.
Theoretically,
Since you brought it up, Luka's averaging 28.3, 9.39 on 55 true shooting so far in the playoff, which is good. But I think that was also because he was being, guarded well, hampered, whatever the first 2 rounds, which we all acknowledge. Which why I don't think anybody up here had any issue acknowledging that Luka is the best player remaining in the playoffs, or he's been great. So I don't. For me, I haven't heard that. Again, some people maybe, but not from this angle. But Jokic on the other end is averaging 29, 13,
2 guys in Boston
over the course of the playoffs too. So far. So I guess Dub, like, did you just feel like because they're playing versus the same team now, like you just felt like maybe your pro Luka agenda is thriving more than normal, so you just kind of wanted to have a whole overall conversation about him?
I just hate people that try to dismiss the fact that he is in these combos. I hate people who dismiss the fact that even against OKC with him being hurt, his ability to make to feed in onto those wide open shots that he's been doing all postseason long. The same way people give credit for Stephen Curry for being a hub and generating offense, despite him not shooting well in some series, they give so much credit to him.
Why does that not apply to Joker, though? You just took away from Joker.
No, what I'm saying is they both do it. Luka Dončić is doing that at a crazy level and exceeding some things that Jokic couldn't do. And that's all we got to point out.
Like what, dog?
Like what he's doing right now. You see what he's doing to the Minnesota Timberwolves?
I'm trying to figure out, right quick, Mars. I'm trying to figure out why you guys are so flabbergasted on why Dub is bringing up Jokic.
Dub's been saying Luka's better than Jokic as long as I've been on this show.
Okay, what Dub is saying, what Jalen Carter's saying, and what other people in the chat is saying is that Luka Dončić is the best player in the NBA. That's why they're bringing up Jokic, because Jokic has been considered the best player in the NBA. Dub is saying that Luka is the best player in the NBA, and personally, I don't see nothing wrong with that. What Luka has given us the last 4 years, There's nothing wrong
I
with
think
that.
he's
What
at
he's
least in the
giving us
conversation, 100%.
right now,
Yes.
there's nothing wrong with that. Luka is nothing short of spectacular. He does everything that Jokic does in different ways.
Hey,
obviously.
Ron, and who's been playing better
and Luka's
defense?
just him.
And who's been playing better defense, Ron?
And his defense is improved.
Mm.
And his defense.
Come on, now.
I'm fine. Like
I've
been having Luka
His
Jokic
effort has
conversation since
improved.
2022.
Let's stop the bullshit about his defense. His effort has improved.
I
Knock
agree.
it off, Dub.
No,
Okay.
you're right.
That's
Absolutely
a large portion
right.
of why his
That
defense
is.
was poor because of the effort. Early on in the season, he was playing good defense. Like I remember we were talking about earlier. I was talking about earlier on the season.
This conversation is for.
It's just
I don't
changed.
know who wasn't putting Luka in the conversations. I don't know who thought it was so blasphemous for Luka to be in the conversation. That's why I'm not understanding the energy.
You.
When I never
People
see
like
your
you.
line,
You and people like you and Swiper.
I'm doing a better job
That
of
line.
I'm doing a better job of not getting overly emotional with idiots that don't know my basketball.
Then
tape.
take your glasses off, man. Let me see you in the eye. Let me see your eyes, Double. Let me see what you're really about.
I genuinely I really had to catch myself because Dub, every time we have these basketball conversations, you love to say that. People like you don't know 3 of my basketball takes because we don't have basketball.
But I know you. Then take your glasses off so I can see you in the eye. Take your glasses off so I can see you in the eyes. Let me see your man you really are. Let me see you the man you really are, Damo.
All right. Cut the bullshit ass promo.
Yeah, Damo's not
Let me ask. Please, let me ask. Who do I have as the top 3 players in the NBA?
Jokic, Luka, last one, Giannis.
SGA.
You have SGA?
Embiid. No, he has Embiid.
No, Embiid. Now,
I like that actually. I love Embiid.
Okay, and the one thing about that top 3, literally at any point in time, any of those guys can be the best player in the league. It's interchangeable at any given day, any given night. Those guys are the best in the league. At what point am I not saying Luka's in the conversation on the same level or in that criteria? You just have to said people like you, but you know my top 3 and Luka's 2. Are you serious?
Dub, you make it sound like we have to. If we don't say Luka's the best player in the world, then he's not that dude. When in reality, he's always been in the conversation. Always. But
not a lot of people were putting him in those combos.
Okay, this year specifically. How about
this year? This year, yeah, it's been a conversation.
Okay, this year specifically, he's been in the conversation as the best player on the planet, 100%. But because there are some of us who don't think he's the best player in the league, that doesn't mean he's not in the conversation, and that doesn't mean because we don't think he's the best player in the league, we don't think he's in that conversation. I think Luka is in that conversation.
What
I don't think he's the best player in the league.
Well, Doug, didn't you be a Giannis dude?
No, not like. I'm a Giannis fan, but
what we're up here to do is we up here to talk basketball in a different way than the masses do.
Yo, chill. And if I got something I severely disagree with you, we've done it before. We got to get into it, man. Let's go. Pass me the rock, baby.
The energy when Dub came up, I think, though, was like as if like somebody wasn't giving Luka his due. I think all of us had said that Luka's been incredible first 3 games of this series, but also subsequently,
everyone said he's been great.
Luka wasn't playing well up to his standard in the 12 games prior to this series either. So like both of those things are true, and we all said it's because he was injured. Right. Nobody said that he's a worse player. He's dropping.
Is Jokic and Luka in the same? Is Jokic and Luka on the same combo for you?
For me, I think Jokic is best in the world, but I've been clear about this for I don't know since 21. So but Luka's also like his peaks are just as high when he's at his best. So like I don't think anyone is saying Luka's in the best in the world conversation this crazy. But also Giannis. Giannis has more than 3 best in the world.
Do you have them on the same? Do you have them on the same level?
Like in the same tier? Yeah, there's 3 players in the same tier for me. I just think Jokic is clearly better than
Ron. I did my job, man. I did my job, bro.
I don't think either one of those 2 are the best player in the world.
Who is it? Kyrie?
Embiid. Healthy Embiid.
I mean, I would say that those 2 are probably. I would say those 2 are probably number 4.
Next year.
Number 4.
Let him get this take off. Hold on, right quick. I'll start from the top.
Who's number 4?
Go ahead.
Well, what I'm saying, like, I think they're both amazing players. I think they're great players. You know what I mean? And I don't have any problem with anybody else having them 1 or 2. I just have different standards of what the best player in the world should look like as far as the defensive end of the floor as well. So
who else did you say?
So you got Embiid, right?
I would say I have probably 4 players in front of both of them.
Who are these
4 players?
Please don't say shit. Please.
That would have to be
Which injuries, Damo?
No, just let him say the names. Who are these people?
That would have to be Giannis, Joel, Jayson Tatum, and Kevin Durant.
All right. I'll see y'all Thursday.
I love the
Little swiper.
Hey, shout out to Embiid, man. Healthy Embiid. Giannis getting disrespected. I ain't gonna lie. We just forget that Giannis is one of the best players in the world because we haven't seen him in the postseason.
However, he is still one of the best players in the world, but there is some, you got some detectives knocking on the door because there's
Giannis will show everyone next year.
There's an investigation going on with Giannis. It's 2 years in a row.
I mean, his Achilles.
Wait, Bob.
There's not an investigation.
Don't you think Jaylen Brown's better than Jayson Tatum?
I think he performs better than Jayson Tatum on.
I've seen you numerous times think that JB's better than him. So why wouldn't JB be better than Luka and Jokic?
That's crazy.
I've seen him perform better than these players. You know what I'm saying? I think Jayson Tatum. I think on any
on a consistent basis,
I think on any given night, Jaylen Brown.
No, not on any. Not on any given night.
You asked me.
I'm asking you a question. On a consistent basis, has he been better than Jayson Tatum?
I think on a consistent basis, Jaylen Brown has performed and held his own against everybody. I do think that he can play better basketball than Jayson Tatum on any given night, and I've seen him do it many a time. Yes, I have.
More than Jayson Tatum has outplayed him.
I would say so.
What are you basing that on? What are you basing that on?
Well, Chill, we actually just had this conversation not even 2 weeks ago, Chill. I believe that when you take the scoring out of it, I think Jaylen Brown is a better basketball.
No, you can't do that. No,
but that's no. I'm not.
He's saying when both of them don't have it going scoring, Jaylen Brown provides more.
Jaylen Brown still provides more to the team. He still provides more than Jayson Tatum, and his scoring isn't too far off of Jayson's. I feel like he's a better on-ball defender. I think they're equal in other aspects of defense. On other aspects of defense, I think it's pretty equal. It's close enough to where I can't call it. On the ball, I do believe that Jaylen Brown is a better defender than Jayson Tatum. I feel like in the intangible parts of the game, the heart, bringing the energy. You know what I'm saying? The things that we can't put on the scale. I think he clears Jayson Tatum. I do. I mean, honestly, but
so you got Jaylen Brown better than JT?
But on that offensive
yes.
No, but see, that's the thing of basketball. I can see a player like, okay, yeah, he's.
How about is he better? Is Jaylen Brown better at basketball than Jayson Tatum? Yes or no?
He got more heart.
Okay, I can have more heart than you in the ring. I can have more heart than you in the ring, but still get knocked out. I ain't a better boxer than you. So what? I got more heart. I'm asking a simple question.
But chill.
Is Jaylen Brown better at basketball than Jayson Tatum? Yes or no?
Come on, Bob.
No, I can't rightfully say that, chill. I can't.
But you think just like I can't say, just like today, I can't say that Luka is better at basketball than Jokic. He is not. That is not.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
He is not. He is not better at basketball. He's not a better basketball player than Jokic. He is not. No. But the performances that Jaylen Brown gives, are 100% respectable. No doubt about that. Jayson Tatum, I don't think you give him enough credit for the on-ball defender that he is. I've watched him beat guys to spots. I've watched him shut the door on guys. And we've actually had this conversation earlier this year, the on-ball defender that he was. I watched him shut the door on SGA for 5 straight minutes. 5 straight minutes in the meat and potatoes of games. I watched him shut the door on him. I've actually seen him do it in the playoffs with other guys. With that also being said, I've also seen him show up in big moments in the playoffs when Jaylen Brown wasn't available. I saw Jayson Tatum do that. In the process of him doing that, he's been doing that over the course of years. He hasn't just done that once or twice. He's been doing that over the course of years. This is a prime example. This series right here, everybody talks about Jaylen Brown's 40 that he had a couple of nights ago. Nobody talks about the fact that the night before that, Jayson Tatum had 36 and 10. And we're just talking about numbers, right? I don't want to just talk about numbers. I do want to talk about the other things. Jayson Tatum's ability to pass. Not only Jayson Tatum's ability to pass, his ability to do all the other stuff. I understand that you looking at Jaylen Brown as a basketball player, because I love Jaylen Brown as a basketball player. I think he's one of the best transition players in the game. But all around, and when it matters the most, I've seen Jayson Tatum do it more than Jaylen Brown.
Mm-hmm. Wait. Sure. Who's better, Luka or JT?
Who is better? I thought it was close this season. I had Jayson Tatum ahead of him going into the season. I did.
What do you think now?
We're in May.
I think we close. I do. I still think it's close. I do.
The finals going to determine a lot for you.
Mars, I'm glad you brought that. I'm so glad you brought that up, brother, because the fact that we're going to have this, we're going to settle a lot of conversations. I think
not we.
I think a lot of things are going to get settled.
Oh, Boston going to win and Chill going to win the game.
No. I watched the Boston Celtics against the Dallas Mavericks earlier this season, and I saw what they did against them. But I feel like in these NBA finals, we're going to settle a lot of narratives about who's the better player, about who's the better team, about schemes, coaching. A lot of that stuff is going to get settled in this series. A lot of it is.
For you.
And I'm here for it.
For you, not for me. There is no way you can think this.
So if that's true, and Jayson Tatum ultimately outplays Luka in this series, and when you get to the NBA Finals, if Jayson Tatum ultimately outplays him in this series, Dub, you still aren't going to be moved. Luka is your guy.
You're fucking right.
So there's no reason to even talk to you about this.
Let me tell you. You want to know why? For two reasons.
No. I'm not done. Okay,
my bad, sir.
And if Jayson Tatum doesn't play well, and Dallas wins, that's going to compound how you already feel about him, which means that there's no reason to even talk to you about Jayson Tatum and Luka Dončić. No.
But I'm going to talk to you about something, right? There's two reasons why he's not better. Two reasons. One, how are the Dallas Mavericks with Jayson Tatum on that crew?
No, that doesn't work, dog.
Two,
we're not doing that.
Second one, how the Boston Celtics with Luka Dončić on that crew?
We're not doing that.
Why not? That matters.
Hey, Ron, do we not have super chats?
No, I thought better of you. I ain't gonna lie. I held you to a higher standard.
How is it that a guy, the team would be better? The team would be better. The team would be better with Luka on both teams, on both of them. But he's not the better player.
They don't want to entertain it. I'll entertain this shit. Dub, that's not true.
You a freaking lie. You a freaking lie. You gonna tell me straight face Luka on the Celtics isn't clear cut? I'm gonna tell
you straight face. Jayson Tatum on the Mavericks is better.
You a lie. And you a lie. And you know you a lie. They don't make it past the second round. They don't make it past the second round.
Okay, see you in the conference finals. Yeah, we here for that. Yeah.
Ox, you even worse. You the type of person to indulge in this buffoonery.
How is that buffoonery?
You see a schizophrenic person. No. You see a person with schizophrenia talking to themselves, and you look over at that person.
Damo. Tell me, Damo. If we, Damo.
You look and see nothing.
Damo. This don't make no shit. This don't make no shit type of sense. If you better than me, and the building, the team is better with you.
Whoa. Is that true? Bill Walton died?
Bill Walton died?
Oh, damn.
Oh, yeah, I'm seeing it. Shams just confirmed it. It just came through my phone. Shams confirmed it. Yeah. Cancer related.
R.I.P., man. R.I.P. Salute to his family, man.
I'm sorry.
That's sad. But Damo,
that's a good time to move on to the super chats, bro.
Yeah, we know getting back.
I'm not done cooking Damo.
Damo, you said what you said, Damo. I mean, Mars said super chats. We ain't go to the super chat.
Yeah, super chats.
We need the Bill Walton
super chats. Yeah, facts.
Damo, Damo, if a player is better in a scenario,
you don't respect Bill Walton. You don't respect Bill Walton, Dub. You can't give.
We don't have a memorial right now. We have nothing set up for that.
We can give him a moment of silence and then get the super chats.
Well, not super chats. We can get to the conversation, but go ahead.
Yo, quick moment of silence for the great, legendary Bill Walton. Rest in paradise. You will forever be remembered and honored for everything that you've done for the game on and off the court. Much respect to you, Bill. Love you, Bill.
So, Damo, if a player is better than you in both scenarios, in majority of scenarios, that player is not better.
You are demented, Ron. You're demented.
Hey, Ron, where did you leave off on super chats? Because the great thing.
See, Damo don't want to answer the question because he know he's gonna give me the wrong answer. You know you're gonna give me because you take your glasses off. Let me see you not. You don't want to give me the answer because you know you're wrong.
Dub. don't speak Japanese. I'm not doing this.
I just need a clear answer. What sense does that make?
No, we about to move on. He don't.
It's cool, Ron. Last closing remark. It doesn't make sense how somebody could be better. The scenario could be better with a particular player and damn near every single situation, but that does not hold no bearing in me deciding if that's a better player. That don't make no type of fucking sense. That's never been like that in life. If a job is better than with you, if we have two different jobs and that crew is better with me on both of those jobs, I'm a better worker than you, period.
Excuse me.
But for basketball, common sense just goes out the window, I guess. Go ahead.
Are you done?
It's common sense. Buffoon.
Are you done?
You buffoon. Go ahead, Ron.
Are you done?
Crazy.
Are you done?
All right, y'all.
He didn't call me baboon. He got crazy. He got crazy, and he called me a baboon. That's crazy.
Bamboo. I said buffoon. Who said bamboo?
No. Don't worry about it.
That's
crazy. Buffoon. It's all
crazy.
Hey, it's all crazy. But y'all, I got super chats, so let's go ahead and do this. Appreciate everybody that sent through super chats. Y'all done sent through a lot of super chats. It's been a lot of good conversation and dialogue this episode. Appreciate y'all for tapping in and sticking through. Also, scan this QR code and go to www.playerschoicemerch.com and get you something nice and fly for the summer. We got new merch dropping soon. Y'all be on the lookout. It's coming very, very, very soon. But let me give you guys your money's worth. Dorian Clayton said, it looks like we are fated to see the finals matchup of Luka versus JT. The argument I've been hearing for a couple of years. This will be a fun finals. And also, someone call HR. Ron needs to be written up for being an L host.
Garbage.
How long was that super chat? Like how long ago was that? Because I thought I see that a long time ago.
Trash.
He just sent that through.
There's a reason he's an L host.
Brian Cook sent through a super chat and said, YouTube channel, Mahler. A critic of Stars, The Last Jedi, part 1, 2, and 3. Each review is more than an hour long. Recommended to Chilltown and Swiper. Uploaded 6 years ago. He reviews Marvel movies as well, objectively.
W Promo.
Yeah.
Shout out to that guy getting promo on our show. Shout out to him.
I'll check it out. Mm-hmm. Sure.
Joseph S. with the super chat. He said, Luka better. Did y'all see the way this man looked at the Wolves bench after Rudy tried to post him up? He had that look like, this is what we doing now? I feel bad for Rudy. Ticket gonna do him dirty.
I'm not gonna lie.
Shout out my glorious king.
Wait, Chill, do you still think they need to give Rudy post touches?
Not whoa. I didn't say post touches. I said on the pick and dive, which is where I felt like they missed him a lot of times when he was open around the basket. I never said anything about going to him on the box. When I saw Luka sitting behind him and they threw him the ball on the block, I'm like, wait a minute. Not Luka. Rudy Gobert has never shown that he can post up and actually go to work. So
rate Rudy's offense on a scale of 1 to 10, sure.
Oh.
4. That's
I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a 3.7.
Name me a player who's a 1 on offense.
A player who's a number 1 on offense.
Yes, a 1.
Nobody's a 1 on offense.
No, wait. You mean like a 1 out of a scale?
A 1 out of 10. Name me an NBA player who was a 1 out of 10 on offense.
Nobody's a 1 on offense.
I think Andre Roberson was a 1.
That's I
maybe
thinking
only him. That might be the worst offensive player in the history of basketball.
And what was that kid's name that went to Kentucky who shot like this?
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
At least he'll get out in the open court and he can get to.
What was Ben Wallace on offense?
2.
Oh,
Rudy's better than Ben Wallace on offense.
I think Ben might be better than Rudy.
I do. I think he is.
No, that's
I think Ben is better than Rudy offensively.
Yes.
A 2 to a 4 is a big gap in my opinion.
That's pinching pennies.
We gotta move on to the next super chat, y'all. We gotta move on. Radell sent through a super chat and said, has Jokic made as many impactful defensive plays compared to Luka? Luka better. Also, real ones always knew Luka was. Dub Mars, Dub Damo, L.I.
Luka's made a lot more timely defensive plays than Jokic has.
Riddell, that's ridiculous that you didn't include me because I've been on the Luka train for a very long time.
He sent that before you was even on the show.
He did? Okay.
That's how bad of a host Ron is. He sent that so long ago.
All right, so you know what I'm going to start doing? I'm gonna start just muting everybody, and I'm just gonna read super chats, and I want everybody to shut up and let me do it. That's what's gonna happen. All right. I want everybody to shut their big ass mouths, and I'm gonna read these super chats for the rest of the week. I'm muting you. I'm kicking you out.
Focus, Ron. Focus, Ron.
Focus, chill.
Yeah, so here's what Ron's gonna read the super chat. We're gonna adjust it for 7.
Shut up. I'm cutting and I'm muting everybody off. All right. That's how I'm doing, everybody. From here on out for the rest of the week. And we go see if y'all like it. All right. Flick with the super chat. He said, I hope this series got the recency bias Ant fans to calm down on the top 5 talks.
I'm gonna just ask.
He's still top 5.
If the Wolves come back and win,
you already know what time it is, Mars. You already know what time it is. He's Jordan again. He's Jordan again.
Ant goes nuclear. Everyone's gonna be saying he top 5 again. So like,
he's Jordan again. Or take it a step further than that, Mars. They come back and Cat plays like he played in the Phoenix series.
Whatever, Rudy's still gonna get cooked. That's all I know.
This'll, if they win, like it'll be the first thing. But also, I think I seen while I was watching the game since 1971, a team that go down 2-0 on the road while having home court. They haven't won since 1971. So
who was that team? The Bullets?
So I don't know. I just seen that little, maybe the Bullets. I just seen that little. You know how sometimes they put fun facts during the game. I just seen that there.
So in the last 50 years,
I think it was them against the Knicks.
In the last 50 years, the team that has gone down 0-2 on the road has not won a playoff series.
Not one.
Yep.
Striving for the Kingdom Entertainment said Minnesota losing off coaching. Number 1, get Rudy off the floor. Number 2, starting to kill Alexander Walker over Conley to guard Kyrie. Number 3, get Ant catches inside the 3-point line. Number 4, Cat has to post when they switch the ball, when they switch the ball screen. Number 5, switch screens, shrink the floor.
1, they're better with Rudy on the floor defensively. That's number 1. Number 2, have you watched Nikhil out? Have you watched Walker in transition? How bad he is? I'm watching these dudes yelling at him about the pickup point. No, we're not doing that. Add that to the fact that he can't play the pick and roll like Mike Conley. So no, we definitely not doing that. The other part that he talked, what was that other part that I just missed? The other part that I'm sorry, we'll keep going. No, but we're not doing none of that. None of that stuff that he just said.
It's not like Nikhil can guard Kyrie. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, theoretically, he's meant to be the POA stopper off the bench, screen navigation, all those things. Offensively,
unless it's Kyrie and Luka Dončić, that stuff don't matter.
I think he'd be on the floor more if his offense wasn't as bad as it has been. Shout out to him for taking a left-handed 3 though. That'd have been cool if it went in.
Nah, that offense would go down such a bad drain, bro. You can't have him out there.
Richmond's NBA talk. He's been a member for 4 months. He said, "Where's Jarhead to defend that bum Rudy?"
Who's Jarhead? Is that Gifted? Gifted L?
Ah, Gifted.
Gifted L.
Shout out Jarhead and Gifted. Almighty C Boogie's been a member for 4 months. He said, "Mavs Nation, pour up."
He did come on chill with chill and tell us about the Mavericks chill. He did do that.
Yes, he did.
And then what did y'all bet? Push-ups or pull-ups?
Oh, he actually came on my live stream and I had to give him the push-ups.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had to pay.
Oh, so you honor the things you say?
Yes. Yes, sir.
To the people that, like, I kept saying that even when they went up 2-0, to the people thinking like the Wolves could easily adjust to what the Mavericks were doing, like they just couldn't until Lively got off. But like they're shrinking the floor on them, and usually gets more comfortable when he's getting some rim touches, which then opens up his mid-range game, and they've taken that away from him. For people to think that they were just going to automatically adjust, it was just weird to me. Dallas is just doing a great job defensively, bro. Salute to them.
Sports Talk with Trey said, so to Luka and Kai playing D, contrary to what the casuals say, it's just sad it's going to be all narratives in the finals when the C's can't miss and win, and vice versa when the Mavs win. Gotta hear JT narrative.
Oh yeah. You're gonna hear something interesting after these finals.
Yo, Boston.
Did you know that Rudy Gobert was 3 for 11 on floaters? I can't defend that. I can't.
I told you he can't do nothing on the rim.
I can't defend that. What you're doing is you bringing me now video footage of you making the deal with the cop. I can't defend that. I can't do it.
At least he 91% on dunks.
I can't do that.
Which isn't even that good, but I mean, we'll take it.
Damn, Mars, I make 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
Nah, I'm gonna be honest. If you're missing 10% of your dunks at 7-1 and they're wide open,
missing 9 out of 10
that's not
dunks.
that good. Like, I'm gonna be
Well,
honest.
is the miss a block? I know he got blocked. Is the miss a block?
91 is crazy because I mean Mars. I mean, come on, 91 is crazy because it's not every time.
I'm
What's Daniel Gafford shooting on dunks? Let's look.
Let's find out what he's shooting.
Let's find out. If he had 91%,
No, but
if he had 91%,
but
it's 91 is
91%, and the one he missed is a block. It's like, all right, he got blocked.
Yeah, you're right.
Now,
there's like two bodies.
Daniel Gafford a fraud. Daniel Gafford a fraud. 88%.
How much?
Somebody say Dave Gafford like 60.
fraud. 88%.
Bro, get him out
Derek
of
Lively. Show Derek Lively. What's Derek Lively right now?
Let's see, Lively, another one who can't make layups, by the way. But he'll
Now I will say, Rudy is the only 7-footer I've seen airball a dunk.
Oh yeah, after apparently.
How the hell you do that, Damo? How the hell you do that? What are you talking about?
Derek Lively.
So I get the ball right next to the rim and I miss the rim.
87%. That one.
Stop playing, Damo. Ain't funny.
Boy, no, not in the series, in the playoffs.
Rudy is such like, and this is why they don't give him the ball. When the ball gets in his hands, the offense just stops every time. Like it's no immediate click out or immediately I'm gonna use my size for advantage. It just stops. He gets confused. So like that's why I'm like, okay, like Chilltown, I understand some of your frustrations, but bro, if every time a ball stopper, it hurts the team a lot. If I throw the ball to somebody and they stop the offense, I can't keep giving that man the ball. I can't.
Look at
Boy Wonder.
Yeah, that's right.
Been a member for 6 months. He said, shout out to Shaq. Was tuned into the semifinal game against Real Madrid over the weekend. Shaq was cooking. Oh, yeah. And number 77 clears.
Shaq got busy? Did Olympiacos win?
Real Madrid, they just couldn't miss in the first half.
They're too much. Okay.
They shot like damn near 70% from the three in the first half. And then Real came and lost to Pana in the finals.
Something came up on my YouTube, like, I want to say a week or so ago. Shaq had like 22 points or something.
Yeah. Shaq been boiling.
Yeah. He better than Dante Exum.
He's a notorious playoff riser.
He better than Dante Exum. Get him in the league.
Jeremiah became a YouTube member today, too. Shout out to Jeremiah. Appreciate you for joining the team. The Ones has been a member for 3 months. He said Ox got $3 left from all those bets he lost.
What bets I lose?
He did win some. I do know that because I had to pay him.
Yeah, I'm even. I'm broke even.
Yes, he did. He did win some. I definitely had to pay him.
Aren't you currently in a losing bet right now? Who?
No, I just won. I just won. Last one too. Actually, I'm up.
Okay. And now you want to shave your head, but it's cool.
That wasn't me.
Take your glasses off, Damo.
901 Koro Sensei also became a member today. Welcome to the party. Appreciate you for joining. Also, we got Box Score Watching Wayne's been a member for 10 months. He said it's because of how bad on offense. That's the hate.
With Rudy. Yeah, that's my criticism. Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
But it's so wait a second. It's okay to hate on somebody for being bad on offense. But it's not okay to talk about somebody being bad on defense.
Well, the thing is,
you just don't lie.
No. One, don't lie, but two, I feel like everybody knew that it was an effort thing with Luka, and now you're seeing him put that effort in, so he looks better. There is no effort Rudy can put in to not airball dunks. He's just Baguette Biombo. He's giving you effort. And he's trash.
That's one time too many.
That happened one time, bro. Stop acting right. And then on top of that, it's like, okay, so Luka steps up and plays better. He plays better defense a couple games, and we just gonna act like that just erases everything.
No, it doesn't.
What happens? What happens more? What happens more? What happens more? Luka playing good defense or Rudy giving you 15, 16, 15, 16?
I'm not gonna lie.
That's a lie, Damo. That's a lie.
Throughout the
I gotta get back to the super chat.
Throughout the season, Luka.
I gotta get back to the super chats.
defensively.
I gotta get back to the super chats.
It's what y'all want. It's what y'all gonna get for the rest of the week. Marcus FRM 626 says, "Swiper, you lying? Luka made it to the Western Conference Finals at 23, not 22. So if you want to compare, look at Ant's first round this year and Luka playoffs at 22. I know it's only a year difference, but a year can mean everything."
If I recall correctly, Swiper was just saying Luka's better than Ant was at 22, not that they went to the same place in the playoffs. But I might be misremembering, which is why Ron should read the super chats when they're addressed to the person instead of reading after they leave.
Poor Rod. You let off Rod because you guys be a heated conversation, so he got to mitigate between.
Nah, it's no more heated conversations. They're gonna be cold conversations because I'm cutting them off right when that super chat comes through.
And for the record, Luka had just turned 23 during the Western Conference. He had just turned 23 that year, like in February. And the Western Conference Finals was like 2 months later. So let's chill out.
Edward Olea said JT's game is complete. He guards 1 through 5. Plays the point, can get you a bucket from the post, can go down low, and shoots the 3. Has handle to operate and rebounds the basketball.
We could go 1 through 4.
I think that's the optimistic viewpoint of Jayson Tatum. Like, if you think Jayson Tatum is that, I can understand why you'd be so high on him. I just disagree with a lot.
We could go 1 through 4, and that small ball lineup with him at the 5. No,
I'd give him 2 through 4 at a good level. 1's on occasion, and 5's no.
I don't like that. I don't like.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not talking about the rebounding anymore. But
Ladarius said, "Damn, haven't seen Dub in a while. I see why Mars says it's L Dub all the time. Shaking my head, L Dub."
You can put this up. You can put this up where you know what. I'm not gonna say it on here.
What you say, gang? Chill.
Yes. See, here go Ron not reading the super chats again. He doesn't.
This is a daily tradition. No, this is a daily tradition. No, we gotta let tradition get off though.
Keep going, Mark. Keep going,
some things gotta be respected.
Yeah, keep going.
Read the super chats, Ron.
What you say, gang? Said R.I.P. Bill Walton. Another moment of silence for him.
Man, that sucks.
Cancer too. That sucks.
I forget that these dudes are. I mean, with basketball players, not just basketball athletes, I keep forgetting that these dudes. I just remember them for what they used to be, and I keep forgetting that these dudes is old now.
Yeah,
best Blazer of all time.
So
I've been thinking about that actually. Chill, like 20 years, like some of the people I grew up on is gonna be.
Yeah, yo.
It's
I keep forgetting that these dudes they not Iceman ain't Iceman no more, right? Yeah. Magic ain't Magic. Magic is 60 years old. 64 years old, almost 65. So
Bob Cousy's still knocking around at 90.
Bob Cousy is still walking around. Bob Pettit is still walking around.
Jerry West
is still walking around. Jerry West is 87.
That man run the organization. I don't know how his heart didn't give up. I know that shit's stressful, bro. That is crazy.
He almost did it. He almost did it with the Warriors, though. He did almost do it with the Warriors.
But you know what, Chill? Actually, stress like that.
Hey, Dub.
Oh, okay. I think shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Okay.
AR 1 for 15 became a member today. Ian Callahan became a member today. Shout out to both of them. And then I got a very special super chat from a very special member. Some of y'all know him as the Top Goofy. I just know him as One Buddy. He said, "I want to ask Tatum Town a question. What made you say Tatum was a better mid-range player than SGA? I want to know, my man."
When I saw him earlier this season, coming into the season, I saw his game in the mid-range. I saw him in the mid-post. I thought he was better.
You still think he's better?
I think SGA has played better in the mid-range, 100%. I feel like that.
That gave me Giannis over Jokic offensively vibes when you said that.
Mm-hmm.
Shay's such a crazy mid-range shooter, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Oh my god, what he was doing to Dallas?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus,
yes.
He had the most efficient isolation postseason of all time. Like since
all time. That's really MJ right there. My god.
Glub Monster said the guard matchup between the Celtics and the Mavs is going to be something to witness.
No, it ain't. They getting good.
Luka's gonna. Luka's gonna. Thank you, Damo. Kyrie's about to have a whole little revenge tour Boston, bro.
Why is he? Whoa! Why is it a revenge tour for Kyrie Irving? One, he the one who bounced on them. They ain't bounced on it. And on top of that, he's the one who said he wasn't leaving. He wanted to stay there.
It's not the organization; it's the fans. It's the fans.
No, thank you. Okay. Thank you, Dom. It's mainly the fans because the fans, especially throughout his time there, they were They were treating him very badly. That's why
the short time after he left, like the stuff they were saying in the crowd. I want to say it was I want to say there was a racial slur thrown at him at one game where he snapped.
I do remember that.
And yeah, so it's definitely he wants to stick it to the fans more than the organization of players.
Yeah, he loves the players, and the players love him, I think.
Flick said JT clears JB. This combo ended 2 seasons ago, in my opinion. L Topic, L Ox.
I just don't think it matters. They're on the same team.
I'm about to say, yeah, he added the L Ox. That's crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, y'all didn't see that on your screen?
L-Host.
You know, I be seeing imaginary stuff sometimes. My bad. War Room said people were 100% saying Jokic is clearly the best in the league, and it's not close. Why are we pretending?
That's facts.
Thank you.
That's facts.
Yeah, there were people saying that.
I was just trying to figure out where those people.
I think Swiper did say that. Oh, me. I think Jokic is clearly the best player in the league.
Still?
Doesn't mean I'm not willing to have a conversation about Jokic and Luka, but I think Jokic is clearly the best player in the league.
Nah, fuck that, yeah. I didn't even know that.
I don't know, because once again, what Luka's showing me isn't what I didn't already know. I knew Luka was this good. You don't with the knowledge of how good Luka is, I still think Jokic is clearly the best player in the league.
Dub, when you see Luka, what have you seen different from him that you've seen when he's healthy? Like, isn't this what you expect from him?
No, it's not about that. It's mainly about affecting the game, right? And I think having a player to affect the game mainly through dribbling the way Luka Dončić can, and it's so independent, where it's not relying on other factors like a system, motion offense that the Denver Nuggets run. Luka Dončić having that ability right there to create another factor where I don't have to rely on offense to be great. I could make that offense great right there due to my ability to handle the rock and handle blitzes, something that Jokic handles blitzes well. I'm not going to say that, but in terms of like getting blitz on the pick and roll on the top of the key and everything like that, and still being able to make decisions like that, having a guy like Luka Dončić do that, to me, is more valuable than what Jokic can do.
But you thought that 2 years ago too, right?
Yeah, I've always
right. So
yeah, we've been like,
I hate to be this host. Right. I hate to be this third guy.
Do your job.
You should have been interjected.
Jokic, son of God, said Jokic would have torn apart the Mavs if he made the Western Conference Finals. MPJ performed like a trash can against the Timberwolves. Jamal was also underwhelming.
Yeah, they would have had Lively on Gordon, kept Lively near the lane at all times. Washington would be on Jokic. If the Nuggets don't make shots, they would run into the same problems. Similar problems.
Prince Solitude said, Dub acting like matchups don't matter. Wolves were constructed to beat the Nuggets. Luka is playing great, though. Nobody's denying that. You were reaching.
The Wolves are constructed to hold a guy like Luka as well. Like, I don't know why people are dismissing that. Having wing defenders and a rim protector, a great rim protector at that defense can stop anybody. And Luka's not being stopped.
NV said, why do you guys overhype players just to tear them down over a bad series? He's 22.
Recency bias.
I don't think anybody's doing that up here, but it's just reevaluating who he is. Like now that he's going up against a defense that has bigs that can jump, it's not looking too well for him, you know? Mars, am I lying? Mars, am I lying? He actually he's going up against a series where bigs can jump now, so it's not working out the same. Like, let's be real.
SMN R&DM said, oh, why do people keep saying Kyrie is the best number 2? He's not a number 2. He the main man alongside Luka. They co-starring. Not Luka's team. Nobody is number 2. Or he's nobody's number 2.
I don't think it matters.
I do think similar to like D-Wade and LeBron, there's like a co-leadership between Luka and Kyrie, where like they both are the leaders of that crew and they both are getting people together on the same page. I love to see it, man.
Luka said he looks towards Kyrie because Kyrie's been there before.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
but didn't Kyrie also give the respect to him as well? So that's why I think it's like a co-leadership.
Yeah. I'm just for the people like, oh my god, it's clearly Luka's team. Like, like I said, it doesn't matter. They're on the same team. They're working together for the same goal. Cool, whoever you want the leader. Cool, Daniel Gafford the leader. I don't think they care.
Skip Payless said, Wamo, please save us from Rudy's defense attorney on this panel.
Listen, as long as I'm here, the prosecution will never rest on the Biombo. I don't give a damn how good he do.
That's fire, bro.
The African sci-fi scholar said, with all due respect, the recency bias on the panel was over the top. Where's Ticket TV to balance this out?
Wait. So what did we have recency bias about that Ticket would balance out?
I'm not gonna lie, Ticket has a lot of recency bias too. I'm not gonna hold you, so I don't know how much balance he's gonna.
Yeah, I don't, because it can't be about Rudy because that's not recency bias with Rudy because
he's always talking trash.
Yeah, so recency bias hasn't helped Rudy because it actually made him look worse. So I don't know what recency bias would. Never mind. Ticket will be here tomorrow.
Riddell said, Luka telling Hardy to cook Rudy tells me all I need to know. For me, Rudy's defense is overrated and his offense is putrid. Simple as that.
That's not what that means. That's not what that means. That means that I got a player, he got the ball, and I'm trying to tell him to go to work. I don't care who's in front of him.
Yeah, let me let my 6'4" guards go at a 7-1 big and
This man Luka was hilarious, bro. I see that multiple times. He said, "Nah, take that, bro. Go take him real quick." I'm like, this man.
That's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, you guys didn't know about Jaylen Hardy, man. Hey man, he was
a luxury that not a lot of guys have. In fact, that's a luxury that Luka has been waiting for. A guy that he can just get off the field and get it to and go, yo, go to work.
That's not an indictment on Rudy Gobert's defense, though.
No, it is not.
Right. It's the point though that the players don't take him serious, though.
War Room said, do we honestly think everyone is just hating on Rudy? Maybe they just genuinely think he's not that good. I find it hard to believe everyone is hating.
No, I think Draymond is hating. I never called anyone else a hater.
Yeah,
Draymond
is hating. I'll say this. I do think a lot of players are hating, but you can be two things can be true. You can be hating and not like someone. Case in point, I don't like Westbrook. What niggas call me a hater?
Why is it hating though?
What Draymond is saying?
The difference though, Damo, is that you are actually a hater. You're a self-proclaimed hater. So that's not the same thing, Damo.
Yeah, I'm a self-proclaimed hater, and I tell you the truth about players that I don't like. Right. But it's still hating.
Yeah, so what is hating about Draymond Green? I don't get it.
Draymond, first of all,
going on TV and lying about Rudy. That's
Draymond understanding the value of off-ball defense and then saying, why is Rudy not guarding Jokic? Crazy. Draymond's lying and saying Minnesota started their comeback when Rudy was on the bench, which is a lie.
That wasn't true.
That's hating. Right. Draymond saying that the Wolves need to bench Rudy when they are better in every facet of the game when he's on the court.
True. That's not true.
Those are the reasons he's hating.
Damn, he said to bench Rudy. That was
yes.
as well.
Also, like, we're not gonna act like the man who choked him out on the court. Like clearly, there's some disdain.
Super chat from Hemi or Heim, however you say his name. Appreciate you for shooting this through. He said Giannis and Bam are doing much better. We can act coy though. Most importantly, Rudy played the drived up two instead of off the three. Oh, played the drive for the two instead of off the three. Still respect Rudy though.
I do think they are better perimeter defenders than Rudy. Giannis and
Bam. I'm not saying just say, oh, so what big men we put up? It's done that like there's not better big men that can defend the perimeter better than Rudy. Like
there's many that can defend better than Rudy.
Yeah,
1000% on the perimeter.
Reggie Reg said Rudy is a fraud. He's a great help defender. He's not a 4-time DOI. Give me a two-time DOI or DPOI. Hakeem every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Give me Hakeem too.
Give me Anthony Davis.
Yeah, give me anybody because the offense would be better. But I wish they had social media back in the 90s so we could really have receipts of how y'all would have talked about a guy like Hakeem winning a DPOY or being the defender he was. And then Shaq giving him the business whenever he matched up.
Damo, he didn't make the all-league defensive team in 1989. He had almost 300 blocks and almost 300 steals. And he didn't make the all-league defensive team.
That's insane.
Not only did he not do that, Braun, because I got to get this off. Like you just said, not only did he not do that, he was right outside the top 5. I think he led the league. He was second in the league in blocks. He was 6th in the league in steals. It's a 5-man, by the way, Damo. 6th in the league in steals. And Houston went from in 1989 from 1986 in like 2 years they went from like a top 20 defense to a top 5 defense, and he didn't make the all-league defensive team. Oh, by the way, Damo, please not let me forget. You know who won the defensive player of the year that year? It was Mark Eaton. You know who finished second? Lajuan. When does that ever happen? Would a guy who finished second in defensive player of the year not make the all-league defensive team?
He would have made it for his position.
That's why.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, that's why I hope to God that there is a real reevaluation in terms of voting for the DPOY, because the advanced analytics is always going to favor like guys like Rudy, but it doesn't mean that they're the best defender in the league. And it hurts a lot of guys, because when you have some conversations with kids that's going to go down in the future and talk about these things, they're going to look at things like that. And when AD is playing at the same time as Rudy Gobert, and AD doesn't have one, but this man has 4, but AD's clearly the better defender, that just affects the viewership and affects the, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the way people view him Anthony Davis. Perception of Anthony Davis. So I really hope there's a reevaluation on how people are voting for these, because I don't like the point where people saying 4-time defensive player of the year, he's getting cooked like this. At the end of the day, I don't think he deserved all of them. You know, so
I don't hold him to a 4-time defensive player of the year standards.
Exactly.
I got a super chat from DK. He said Luka and Kyrie are great, but you not beating 4 all-star level guys with just Luka and Kyrie going off. Boston are too strong for the Mavs. It's like Golden State Warriors versus the Cavs.
4? Wait a second. Why would you say 4? Did he forget about Al Horford?
When did Al turn into a D&3 guy? When did that happen?
Hey man, 7 threes.
He be doing there be a couple. Hey, chill. There's a couple games. I remember when he did that to Giannis, bro. There are a couple games.
Oh, now you remember. Now you remember stuff.
Now I'm still betting against it. Listen. If the Pacers were healthy, they would have ran him off the floor.
My dog. I got a super chat from Jake. He said, "Where does Luka rank all time with his first ring, and why does Kyrie rank all time with his second ring, or where does Kyrie rank all time with his second ring for PGs, assuming they don't choke a 3-0 lead?"
Well, they got beat Boston too, so it's like we got to think about that. Or shut up. Luka would probably be pushed to similar levels of Jokic, where I think people will probably start talking about him, but like I think they'll start talking about like James Harden combos. Like I think they'll put him in there.
Oh,
like,
he above James Harden with a ring. Yeah, I don't know.
For sure. He'll be like top 20, like 25 player. Kyrie. I think a lot of people probably say he's better than Westbrook or something.
Man, you know they putting Kyrie over Chris Paul if he gets a second ring. That's what they do. Kyrie gonna be over Chris Paul. Luka gonna be over James Harden for sure.
Wait, we already don't got him over Chris Paul?
Hey, I'm just speaking for the masses. This ain't my list. I don't know where
Bars don't count him over.
But like, yeah, they putting Kyrie over Chris Paul, maybe Russell Westbrook too, but definitely over Chris Paul. And then Luke is definitely over James Harden now.
You think Kyrie is better than Chris Paul?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't.
Look at you showing Chris Paul a nice and
that's great.
All right. Because I don't think that either. So.
SMN R&DM said, "What makes Luka scoring so scary is his playmaking. You have to respect it. When you are elite at passing, now you have to worry about everyone."
He can make literally every pass out of pick and roll. It's ridiculous.
Bro, do you see how they trying zone, they're trying blitzes, they're trying drop, they're trying hedges. Like they are literally doing whatever they can, but they can't do it.
And in the words of the great James St. Patrick, it has not worked.
Dame the Great said, "Big odds. Did you see the foul on Angel Reese?"
Yeah, I didn't think it was no big deal. I think Alyssa Thomas, she just, she too strong for these youngsters, and that's how it is. But Angel will be all right. She cool.
Try wait till whomever it is, clothesline Caitlin Clark. You definitely gonna have to hand over a couple game checks. Wait till somebody body slams Caitlin Clark. You definitely gonna have to hand over a couple game checks. 100%.
Alyssa Thomas bullied Caitlin Clark a little bit too. She pushed her around a little bit.
For sure did. But this the thing though, chill. Like Angel was bringing the physicality to Alyssa too. Like it wasn't like Alyssa was bullying her. Like that was the physicality was going both ways. At the time of the incident, like she came to try to get the rebound like this. Alyssa was boxing out and then went like that. Now, will I admit that she kind of pushed a little extra? Yeah, she did, but I don't think it was malicious stuff.
a little extra.
Well, I mean, Alyssa's strong as hell. Did
you see the play before that? Because it was 2 plays in a row. She did.
I did see that, and I think that was Angel trying to be extra physical with Alyssa and realizing like you're not ready for this. Like that's two
Gotta
plays.
get these old studs out of here, man. This is a new WNBA. Gotta get these old haters out of here, man.
It's definitely not. It's
Super
definitely
chat
not.
from the Flame. That was nuts. No. Super chat from the Flame said Grant Williams in shambles. Also, Dub Tatum, Dub Chill.
Why is Grant Williams in shambles? What does he get a ring if they win?
No.
He does, huh? He doesn't? I think
Bars,
If you play half the season, yeah. If you play half the season,
we're talking about for Dallas or for Boston?
Dallas.
Grant Williams.
Both,
he was on
though.
Dallas.
He's in shambles for both.
No,
that's why I was asking. Is he in shambles because Boston gonna win or because he left?
No,
either way,
he would not get a ring with Boston.
Honestly, he don't get a ring because he
gets
played
a ring
on
for
Dallas.
Dallas.
No.
Yeah.
He would be in shambles for both, but he would get a ring for Dallas. Yeah.
Okay.
He's not in shambles for Dallas in my head.
He's in
He's in shambles for both.
What?
He's in shambles for both.
He's getting a ring while not playing. He's in Cancun right now. And if he gets a ring,
him and go to a championship, they look like a team that everyone said will miss the playoffs to being a championship contending team because they traded you, and everyone is on record saying, "Yeah, we don't like this dude. Like this dude sucks."
But Damo, think about it.
Sucks as a person. Like
you at
Luka
home
didn't like him, Kyrie didn't like him, and then they trade you.
Hey Damo, but Damo, you at home not doing anything all day, and then you get something in the mail. Here's your championship ring, buddy.
That's a participation ring. You shouldn't accept it. You should send it back.
You
That's
shouldn't
different, though. You should.
No.
You should
don't
send
send
it back.
You create an eBay account.
That's different, though. That's different,
I don't care, but I'm not keeping it. Shit, that ain't my ring.
Any other team, cool. Y'all forget where he at. He down there in Charlotte. He might not even. The mail might not even get to him. Like they might steal his package before it get to him.
Fresh boy swag.
Hey, it's rough out there, man.
Fresh boy swag with the super chat. He said, "Ox, what's your thoughts on the situation with Mike Brown in the organization? Also, Chill. Will you respect Kyrie after the series?"
As far as the Mike Brown situation, I don't think it's warranted. I don't think it's warranted at all. I feel like it's actually kind of like actually arrogant. You know what I'm saying? Like Mike Brown came, turned our whole situation around, brought a whole new energy to us. You see how he acts at practice, how he got the young guys involved, how he's building Keegan Murray to be a subpar player. Mike Brown's doing a hell of a job with the org. Did I say subpar? I mean, above,
you did say subpar.
I'm above par player. He's building them up. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's just arrogant. Like, we missed the playoffs, but he didn't hurt Kevin Huerter. He didn't hurt Malik Monk. He didn't hurt Trey Lyles. You know what I'm saying? I think we could have for sure got a 6 seed if we were healthy. 6-5, maybe the 5 seed if we were healthy. But we didn't. That's not Mike Brown's fault. I think he's doing a hell of a job with the team. And I think if we let go of Mike Brown right now, that'll show us why we've been such a bad franchise for all this time. That would be worse. That would be worse than when we let go of Mike Malone.
Bob, I said this on my channel. I said, if they don't make the playoffs this year, next year, they don't perform the standards, wrongfully so. You think they're gonna let go of Mike Brown?
I don't know. I can't call that. I'm not even
it's
thinking
ridiculous,
that.
Right?
I think if we can stay healthy, I think we're good enough to make the playoffs. So I'm not even thinking that. So because my thing is thinking we don't make the playoffs is me thinking somebody's gonna get hurt. So I can't think like that. But
okay,
I
that's
mean,
cool. That's sad though. I don't like how they keep
that's crazy, bro.
The dilemma the NBA is in right now. People keep complaining about coaches without experience, but they're firing coaches after like 2 seasons of the team. Like, how the hell are they gonna gain experience if they're not coaching? That don't make sense.
It's Zamzay said, Chill be like, we wasn't speaking about Irv like this 3 years ago. That's the thing about old days. They the old days.
What a
3 years ago? What's that? 2021?
Yep. I
was speaking about Kyrie like this. But, hey, I'm gonna go look them takes up. Like this.
W spin my glorious king.
I've been talking about Kyrie like this since 2017. I ain't show Kyrie no more love or any less love.
But yeah, W Slim Charles though. It's the old days.
Kicks in Fits said, "This is why I wish Denver would have won because we would have beat Denver too."
What?
We have an elite defense and a better offense than Minnesota. Lukai would have ate.
I mean, the agendas would have been easier to push if the Nuggets played the Mavs. It would have been easier because now we're trying to look at what they did against the same defense instead of just against each other. It would be easier.
Luka would, if Luka's doing this, if Luka and Kyrie's doing this against Minnesota, What the hell y'all think they about to do to
Man, you know Jokic deterring those lobs. What we talking about?
Bro. Lively and Gafford are gonna have a field day. Oh my god. The things they'll do to them. And the thing is, I told this everyone this
my
all
man.
year long.
Dub, my man.
Good
DSG Piccolo said the Pacers ran 4 verts with a sluggo and got off a good shot. Crazy game. Tatum made some good passes, and Carlisle continues to not call timeouts.
That play was crazy.
That was a good play.
That was a great play, yo.
It was crazy for me to see it, but it worked. So shout out to Carlisle, I guess, for that.
It definitely
caused confusion. Timeout. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Carlisle's been
definitely caused some confusion. I was like, what the hell are you doing?
Creative Bobby said, Dub, so Luka over Jokic based on performance against the Wolves, but if Tatum outplays Luka head-to-head in the finals, that doesn't matter. Please clarify why.
It's because of the level of play that they've been playing at, including in the regular season the last few years. It's just been on a crazy higher level than JT. So let's say
crazy higher. Just so you know, last year he finished higher in MVP votes than
that was because of the wins and losses column.
He had a lot to do with that, by the way.
Nah, the team was just better. Luka Dončić was on pace. Luka Dončić was on pace until they started making that trade. He was going to make the playoffs. He probably would have had more votes that way.
Okay.
The play that they've been able to play, you have 2 guys playing at some of the greatest offenses we've ever seen. Yeah, I'm siding with that more than Jayson Tatum. I'm sorry.
NH Flex said, "Who's better? Who's a better defender, Jaden or Herb?" Who y'all got?
Herb. It depends. It depends on. I think it depends on the player. Like Herb will probably be more suited to guard Luka than Jaden. But like, you don't think so? You don't think he's stronger? Really? Wow.
I think Lou Dort was the best matchup the West had.
Lou Dort for sure.
But Herb, if you told me who I could pick one to guard Luka, I think Herb would probably be better. Yeah. But I don't think it makes up like a substantial gap. And I think Jaden's better in the other aspects of defense. Not by a lot, but I think I'd rather have Jaden.
Jeremiah said, Ox, she choke slammed that girl.
She damn sure did, Ox.
Jeremiah also said, salute, panel. Love the show. Nicholas Payton said, moment of silence for Bill Walton.
We've done 2.
Well, not now. You just talked.
Dorian Clayton said, we just lost another great. R.I.P. Bill Walton.
R.I.P.
DK said, no picks, but Sun should try. No picks, but the Sun should try to trade for Cat to Phoenix and Bill to the Wolves.
I don't know why either team does that.
And it doesn't fix their problem. It does not.
I don't know why either team does that.
It does not.
You wouldn't do that if it was Phoenix?
No, that doesn't fix our problem.
I'd be more willing if I was Phoenix than the Wolves.
It might not fix our problem, Chill, but it makes us better.
Alan L said Luka getting his revenge for his boy Jokic. Logan Messiah said Luka showing why he's the best. He can do it all. Lionel .02 said screw Rudy Gobert. He pushed Gaff. He's a trash human.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
It was awful.
It reminds me of what Chris Paul did to Giannis.
Kick Rudy out the league. Get him out of here. He's over.
That's why that hate is deserved, man.
Mm-hmm.
Ian Callahan also said R.I.P. Bill Walton. The one said Ox, who's better, Jaylen Brown or Luka?
That's what you know. What?
Give me JB.
Shut your ass up.
Logan Messiah said, and he's still averaging 32, 9 and 9 against the Wolves.
Is he? Oh, damn.
Something like that.
The
Tribe One said Nuggets also won 3 in a row, Dub. Remember?
Get the fuck out of here. That's
he not wrong. They did. Just in a different order. He not wrong.
SMN R&DM said, is it too early to think about Mavs versus Celtics?
Yes, no. The series aren't over yet. No, you can't talk about the finals until we have the finals.
Yeah, I think this is done.
Boston might be in the finals after tonight, but we don't know.
Yeah.
2-3-0 leads, bro. Like anyone.
One of them gonna get blown. One of them.
Logan Masike said, can't guard Luka. Rudy, no. McDaniels, no. Reed, no.
The finals start next Thursday, which would be good for Porzingis because I think it'll be a little bit over a month, Ron.
It'll be good for Luka too if they get out of here in full.
Yes.
Is there any word on Porzingis to get his revenge on Luka?
Is there any word on Derek Lively? Does he have a concussion? Is he good?
That's a neck strain. He's getting an MRI on it.
Questionable for game 4.
Okay.
Malachi said the Mavs win it all. Where does Kyrie rank in PGs? See, this is gonna be a topic we got to really talk about. Where's Kyrie all time?
Oh no, he one of the best point guards ever, in my opinion.
Magic, Isaiah, Stockton, Oscar, Jason Kidd, Chris Paul, Gary Payton.
Me better than Stockton for me, man.
Let's see.
I'm waiting for Chill to say Steve Nash.
Steve Nash. I'm sorry. Steve. I'm sorry. I forgot Steve Nash. Walt Frazier. Tony Parker.
Wait, what?
I'm just thinking about. I'm thinking about guys off the top of my head. That's all. I'm just thinking about guys off the top of my head.
Y'all got a problem with Tony Parker?
No, I got more super chats. We can't do this right now. Yeah. Logan Masike said Luka about to win a chip at 25. This is crazy. He also said people got to start giving Luka his flowers. Reggie Red sent through a super chat and said, "You are asking us to not believe our own eyes? Fuck out of here."
You can believe your eyes. Your eyes can just be wrong.
The one said, "Can it be Rudy? Can it be Rudy's defense doesn't translate to the playoffs?"
If it didn't translate to the playoffs, they wouldn't be in the West Finals. What are you talking about?
His defense does translate, but his defense isn't as good as it is in the regular season. I think both can be true.
Mello Williams said Luka constantly putting McDaniels in jail.
Facts.
Logan Masike said, anyone going to give credit to the Mavs defense?
Please. Like a lot of people keep saying, like, if Cat plays well, if Ant plays well, this happens. No, they're not playing well for a reason. I don't know why people aren't considering that. They are not playing well.
Dallas defense has been good. It's been damn good. Yes, it has.
Adam West said, now I see why it's L-Dub. Reggie Red said, cook these fools, Dub. Logan Masike with yet another super chat. He said, Luka and Jokic see eye to eye. Luka's 25, though.
They all just placeholders as the best in the league until Wemby decides to just turn it up. They're just holding the spot for Wemby.
You may be right. You may be right, man.
And last but not least, T-Cart X said, R.I.P. Bill Walton. So we're going to end on this note. Moment of silence for Bill Walton on the way out. See y'all tomorrow.